Yo, we having so much fun. We almost skipped right over the introduction of the show. But welcome back to another episode of On That Note Podcast, Season 2. Wow, coming to an end. Well, first, I'm Brandyn.
And I am Calvin.
Man.
So yeah, we are wrapping up this second season, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's only right that we do it up, we do it big,
Yeah.
something we never done before. So you want to tell them what it is?
Yes, let's do it. So the theme of this episode, to kind of reflect, you know, this whole season we've been covering albums that turn 25, like classic albums. And, you know, one way that classic music, classic albums stay in our conscious as a public is we go back, we reach for it, we bring it forward, we listen to it, you know what I'm saying? So to kind of mesh all of these things together, we're going to be talking about sampling today. So this is On That Note, just a sample. And that's what we're going to be talking about, like how music especially gets brought from one era to the next. And so we couldn't have that conversation by ourselves. I mean, like, we could have, but we didn't want to.
Yeah, right. No, exactly.
So we had to get two people that know sampling just as well as anybody we know.
Yeah.
So y'all want to introduce yourselves?
Okay.
Okay. So actually,
You the MC?
You know what? Let's start. We're gonna start with Ryan.
Okay.
And we gotta start with Ryan because this is the man behind the theme music for our show. Like,
yes.
This is
him. Promos, you know, like coming into the show, coming out of the show.
Now good ear to himself. Like this is the man. So Ryan is our people, it's our brother, producer extraordinaire. I try to be. You have anything you want to say to the people?
Nah, like I just want y'all to definitely have fun with this episode because if you're into sampling, then it's gonna just basically like have you in your seat, rocking, doing whatever, wherever you at, listening to the podcast. But for those that don't know a lot about sampling, you know, hopefully like you learn a lot. Like a lot of people don't like sampling for the stigma that it is, and I'm sure we're gonna go into that. But hopefully you learn something that you be like, wow. Like, wow!
Wow! I'm sure that's gonna happen to me at least once. Oh, but no, that's so dope. We're so glad you're here, and definitely, last but not least, friend of the show.
Yes, sir.
It's come up on multiple episodes.
Yes, sir.
What's up, Mr. Brandyn?
Yes, sir. We're here to talk about them samples that we love so much.
Them
Sundaze.
Okay.
Them samples.
Hashtag those samples.
Those samples that we love so much from just the generations, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. You know, we're going to get into it.
Yeah.
We love to every week.
Hey.
Sample Sundays, y'all.
That's
Yeah.
right. Okay.
So,
wrap your set.
For those that do not know, Brandyn, not this Brandyn, but that Brandyn has a show that he does himself, right?
Yes, sir.
And that is called
Sample Sundays.
Okay, yeah,
Available on my Instagram.
Yes.
The Avantgarde _, TheAvantGarde_ every Sunday.
Yes.
Wow. Straight like that.
that.
I love it.
But yeah,
Listen.
yeah. So we have these folks here ready to talk about some samples, but as you all know, we start the show with the While You Were Sleeping segment.
Yes.
So we can have our guests start. Actually, we've explained to them kind of what While You Were Sleeping is, and you know, kind of what that looks like for us.
Okay, let's do it.
So if one of you all has a While You Were Sleeping or somebody that you feel like you don't really know, people know very much about.
Yeah, well, I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
I might put it in my phone right
Oh yeah. Well, I'm actually going to take it back to 1977.
Okay.
One song. While You Were Sleeping, probably weren't even born yet. There's a song called "Intimate Friends" by Eddie Kendricks, which was sampled a few times in the 90s and the 2000s by Sweet Sable on Above the Rim soundtrack, and then Alicia Keys' Unbreakable. What is that, like 04, 05?
Yeah.
Again, Intimate Friends by Eddie Kendricks. Basically, the premise of the song is, the song is about Eddie and a woman, just not having a relationship but having relations, Very smooth cut, as you know. Eddie Kendricks started with the Primes with Paul Williams and another gentleman, and then they had the Primettes, which is Diana Ross, Florence Ballard, Mary Wilson.
You don't give us the whole Motown. We asked you to give us a song.
So yeah, that's mine.
You know I gotta do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we want to? Okay, yeah.
I guess you can play it first, I guess, right?
We just.
I didn't know.
Do you want to?
We can.
Yeah. No, we ain't gotta go through all that.
Okay.
No, because we'll play.
We
gonna have plenty
We'll
of
play some music for y'all
time.
later on. Y'all gonna have to go look that one
Look
up.
that up. Intimate Friends, 1977, Eddie Kendricks, one of the leads of the Temptations.
Mine real quick. For those who follow me on Instagram, I already posted about this rapper. Her name is Aquafina. She got an album out that came out in 2018 called Infinity We Trust. She has a song called Cakewalk on there. It's not her most popular song, but it's like a 7-song album, about 14 minutes. But you got a song called Cakewalk on there that's just fire. Plus she an Asian rapper, so that was kind of neat. That was after I had watched. I found out about it after watching Crazy Rich Asians.
I was gonna say, because did she play like their best friend in there?
Yeah, she played like one of the friends. So, check her album out. I thought it was dope.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give it another spin because I saw you post that the other day and I was like, Which yours?
Okay, so mine is actually this guy by the name of Moses Sumney. Have you heard of him?
I've heard his name before.
Okay. Yeah. So
listen to that.
yeah. So there's a song that he has called Plastic. It was actually on the Insecure soundtrack, I want to say. So it was on one of the episodes of the show, probably. But yeah, I mean, this guy, he is, I think, of African descent, but like from the UK or you know how there's a lot of Africans up there. But so he has this song called Plastic. It's kind of like, it's vibe music is what it is. It's kind of like
for sure.
Music. But yeah, Moses Sumney, and the rest of his music is good too.
I think that came up. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I didn't know you. When you said it's vibe music, it was on that Spotify playlist.
Okay.
That I was listening to like late night music.
Okay.
That was on there. It's good.
Yeah.
That's his recommendation.
What's yours?
Mine is vibe music too. I think that's just like a thing. Like I love vibe music. I have to like shout out the homie Trey for putting me on to this artist. Her name's Alex Isley. And yes, the Isley is the famous Isley family. Her father was Ernie Isley of the Isley brothers. Yeah. And so she has these 2 EPs called The Beauty of Everything, part 1 and part 2. And I mean, legit, it's just put the music on. It's nice. I mean, beautiful vocals, soulful, rich, but also like just contemporary at the same time. But on part 1, the 2 songs that I really, I love like all the songs on there, but When It Rains, which I think is the last song, and then Always 84, which is the first song. So she starts it off and ends it very well.
Okay.
All right, so we got y'all got some new people to listen to.
Right.
Stop sleeping. All right, so I guess you want to kick off gossip, folks.
Yeah, we can do that, and that's gonna be, I mean, unless we have some stories from the group that y'all want to contribute. We really just have a lot of new music to talk about, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there hasn't really been much that I can think of.
You talking about in terms of
on.
celebrities and their interesting lives?
Yeah, I mean,
we could mention Dionne Warwick saying Beyonce and the icon, but we
we don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Because I would hate to talk bad about somebody's grandmother, but I will do it.
Bye, Dionne. We love you.
But yeah, there is some new music that came out though.
There's a lot of new music.
Yeah. So if I'm kicking it off.
Yeah, kick us off. Where do you want to start?
So we we don't have to start there. We're gonna have to get there.
I know what you're talking about.
But we don't have to start there. So actually, Megan Thee Stallion.
Yes.
She released her mixtape. I'm pretty sure it's a mixtape. It might be a studio album. But yeah, Fever. So
What you think?
I love it.
Really?
I love her. I love it. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Okay. I like it more now that I've heard that it's supposed to be a mixtape.
Okay.
When I was thinking it was supposed to be her debut album, I was not here for it because I don't think that it does a good job of showing that she can rap. Like, she's just, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's all like club, but you think about a song like Big Ol' Freak, that's a hit, got commercial appeal, but she's also, you can hear the wordplay, you can hear her rapping. Yeah. I just felt like there were no standout songs for real on Fever. In my humble opinion.
Okay. Twerk music.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
That's standout music to me.
But that's interesting because I do like, and maybe I shouldn't say there were no standout songs because there are some songs I like. Right. But I was like, as a debut album, I was expecting, and I know some people have tried to pull this comparison, and I'm gonna bring this comparison up not to try to put them against each other, but you'll see what I'm trying to do. Okay, so before Cardi B released Invasion of Privacy, she released the 2 mixtapes, which were decent, but they were mixtapes. If you were to tell me that Gangsta Bitch Volume Music was her, a magnum crown and open, to come out with, I would have been like, oh, fuck out of here. So, you know what I'm saying? But they, for mixtapes, they were good. But then she dropped Invasion of Privacy, and I was like, okay, I knew she could make a good song, but now she made a bomb-ass album. Because it shows it's got the club stuff, but you can actually hear that she's, getting, even better as a rapper. Okay. It just brings all the elements together. And so, for Megan Thee Stallion, when they were saying that Fever was her debut album, I was like, oh, wait, this can't be it, because I was expecting just a little more polish on that joint and for it to really, showcase all of what she has to offer as an artist. Okay. Because she's a really dope rapper.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a mixtape.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
But yeah. I mean, I like it either way. I mean, not to say that it should be her debut album. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I think that
you would have been satisfied if this was her debut album.
Maybe less satisfied now that I heard you say what you were saying. But yeah, I mean, I've also heard lots worse debut albums from lots of male rappers, so I don't want to put a standard on her
absolutely.
that I'm not going to put on somebody else.
On a bunch of these Negroes, absolutely. Right. Because Quavo's... Okay, we ain't got to do it.
Right.
The idea of y'all listen to Megan Thee Stallion's project?
I haven't listened to all of it yet. I kind of listened to some of it, but I would say that it is a mixtape. I think what happened is her team, they didn't see Big Ol' Freak blowing up and it blew up. Because the mixtape for Tina Snow is already out. So I think they just trying to, this is just my opinion, I think they just trying to keep her relevant.
Yeah.
So she had some joints in the stash. They went in, probably just easily touched on it real quick, and then was like, I need to drop something real quick.
That makes sense.
So I think this is a mixtape. If it's a studio album, then it's really not.
Yeah.
For me, I haven't had the opportunity to thoroughly listen to it and just examine it, but I did like I do with all albums when they come out. I'll go onto iTunes and just preview it. Okay. Because you can usually get about 45 seconds to a minute of each one, and it was okay. But I'm definitely a fan of Big Ol' Freak. Right? Okay. Sample uses one of my favorite songs, Night and Day. So from early '90s. So shout out to Megan.
Well, okay, so besides Megan,
so besides her, I mean, DJ Khaled dropped the album. I listened to it.
Oh, so let's spend a little bit of time with Father of a Side.
Sure.
So you said you listened to. Did you listen to the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm probably about midway in, and I was intending to finish listening to it, but. What I found with this DJ Khaled album as opposed to other ones was that it felt like he was chalking a lot into every single song. And it was you could really strip one of these samples off, maybe two, maybe chop about 30 seconds here, and this song would be bomb.
Yeah.
Like, because it was one song, it might be You Stay, that has like the real long intro. And I was like, I like the song, but I would never go and listen through that whole intro again just to get to the song. So, I don't know, it just felt like...
I also think it has one of the worst tracks to use a sample. Like, the song with SZA that samples Miss Jackson.
I did
that song.
I was
and I mean,
practically used it.
Right. It's the whole song. Like, it's the track.
Yeah.
You know, it just sounds like a bad cover with the wrong words. You know, like.
Yeah, and we gotta stop taking SZA outside of her vocal. we gotta stop telling my sister go to F sharp when she really needs to be about it good. And I don't even know if I'm using these musical notes correctly, but y'all know what I'm saying. She is a alto tenor at best.
Yeah.
But we keep on giving her songs in her falsetto. I'm not here for songs in the fucking mezzo soprano.
Right. But yeah, I mean, as most DJ Khaled albums go, I feel like there are 3 to 5 solid tracks on the album, and the rest of it is, I mean, nice enough. But I will say this: I have never revisited like an entire DJ Khaled track because the songs don't really flow the way that like a typical person's album would. I can't say that I've done that only because like it's very hard for me to. A lot of times when I listen to albums, it's like a mood.
Right.
Like there's so many different moods that you get on a DJ Khaled album because it's like even though it might flow, it's a million people on the album.
Yeah.
You know?
But I thought Major Key did a good job of like, I felt like I could listen to that album, even though every song was kind of like strong on its own, it just seemed like it meshed well.
Yeah.
For me, just thinking about going from like, was that For Free to, well, not For Free. Was that the name of the song?
Yeah.
With Drake, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
For Free.
Yeah.
And then like, I think I Got the Keys was like either before or after that. I don't know, like that album kind of like had a nice little...
Yeah.
What you think?
No, I mean, shout out to DJ Khaled, but I'm like setting him up for the blow. But no, I just never really particularly liked DJ Khaled albums in total.
Gotcha.
Like you said, it take you on this like roller coaster with just you rise and then you come all the way back. And you might rise up again, but it's like it's nothing steady. It's straight peaks when it comes to the album. Like his best of album 10 years from now and 5 years from now is gonna be completely fire.
Yeah,
exactly. That's right. I'm saying like you probably pick and choose.
Completely fire. And then it's like I appreciate what he does with the feature, like who he tries to bring in on the feature.
Yeah.
It just seems like it's more forced than anything. And that's what I don't like about it. It's like I know in the era right now where it's like you can do I can do a song and then send an email, you jump on it, like I know that's the thing. But the pairings that now I don't know how he does all his albums. Let me preface that first. But basically what I'm saying is the pairings that he have are interesting, but I feel like it's being done over email. Like
okay,
all right, little baby, you do yours, and then you can send it to Taylor Swift, and then she do hers. It's like, listen, you gotta, they gotta be in the studio at the same time. If you're gonna do something like off the wall as far as feature comparisons, then it's like you gotta have them people in the studio. You just can't say I'm gonna have Taylor Swift and Lil Baby on a record, and they getting the record separately. It's like, nah, that's gotta be something that you give it like, nah, I need to bring y'all in because this is what I'm trying to do. So that's my point for all of his albums.
But see,
and the feature pairing.
But I wonder though because if you watch the Father of Aside documentary, he actually is bringing people in or like going, like he's in the studio with these people. So like, but to your point though, I don't know if like we've never seen another documentary released with one of his albums. So maybe this is different. You know, he doesn't always follow this process. Because
and is he? I mean, he can be in the studio with them, but are they in the studio with each other?
Yeah, no. Like if you watch, cause like he talks about how each song pretty much came together. Cause he was talking about Top Off with Future. He said that was the first song he did for this album, and it was originally him and Future. I think he said he played it for Jay, and Jay was like, he could see that Jay was already essentially writing the verse in his head. Right. So Jay hopped on it, and then he said he listened back to it, and he was like, hey yo Jay, we need the Queen on here or something like that. And so and then Jay-Z was kind of like, I don't know if you asking a lot, but you know, of course we heard the final version, and then of course Beyonce killed it. Now Beyonce probably did not herself show up to the studio to follow. She said that in.
She mailed her work in. But one thing that I didn't understand, and I know you had actually brought this up to me before, I actually saw it for myself. I just felt like that Top Off was released so long ago.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't it get this album that just came out? Like, that was released a long time
Honestly,
ago.
that and No Brainer too. The song
No Brainer came out.
A long time ago.
That's called I got Jay-Z and Beyonce. I'm too
Right.
hyped.
Exactly.
Burning a hole through his hand. He didn't want
Yeah.
to sit on that.
That's
No.
true.
He wanted to put that out there
Put
to
that
stay
out.
relevant, but
Yeah.
I would have held on to it because you ain't gonna get them two like that.
No, and that was after he had gotten them on Shining. So, but I think I love Shining, but I'm Top Off. Yeah,
Definitely the better song.
Yeah.
I must say though, for me, I understand that Future might have been on it first, but I just don't really
see why he's on there.
Yeah.
He's the hook.
I mean,
He's the hook.
Because he doesn't have a
He don't have a
verse. Yeah.
It's
No, he won't get no
Yeah.
verse.
It
He
could've
won't
went
get no
for
verse
me.
with them
Yeah.
two.
No.
It could have went for me, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I just could have had Kyle and J and B.
Yeah.
But who do you think could have? Would you have wanted to just have Beyonce on the hook then?
No.
Because I think the way that they used Future was effective.
Mhm.
Like
And to try to stay with the sound and the youth.
Yeah, probably so.
The trap and like Future on this
Mhm.
joint. So I think that was the goal. But I've
Maybe
always been critical of just I'm like the pairings are so weird.
Yeah.
It's intriguing. I just think he never uses them well. That's just my critique.
Yeah.
If they in studio or not, but it just sounds like they're not in studio doing half of these songs.
I mean, I think that's definitely an interesting point that I probably wouldn't have really thought of before. Just thinking like, oh, all these people in the studio together. But that inspired like a quick like kind of offshoot question. You know, there have been other producers and stuff like that that will release albums, you know, over time. Like you've had Jermaine Dupri release, Timbaland release, you know, the shock value. Like, so I'm wondering, do you think that there is like kind of an example of a producer that, you know, can incorporate all these different features on an album and it sounds good? Because I think Timbaland did pretty good with the shock value series, but just wondering if y'all had any thoughts.
It's just always hit or miss. When it comes to those, because like D being a producer, like I can see what type of space they in, but sometimes that just don't work. But as a producer, you just want to be
right. You can have an idea
creative and all this stuff.
You can have an idea that just doesn't execute well.
Right. So, well, I mean, the only other album I had to talk about, unless there's another album that has come out. You got one, Brandon?
I have one that hasn't come out yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
But that is a question later on.
Okay. I was hyped.
Stop looking at my notes.
I didn't look at your notes. Stop singing my part.
Okay. Get the fuck off my stage.
But okay, so I guess we can go ahead and talk about this Sierra album. So we talked about it. We talked about Sierra, I think, the last couple episodes before the album even came out. Because we talked about her when we were talking about Billboard. And then I think she came up before recently. We were talking about
we was probably asking where the hell is this album?
Well, I think maybe it was when she gave the release date, and then we also talked about it at the Billboard Awards. About the Billboard Awards. Yeah. Either way, the album is out now, and I think it, for both of us, left something to be desired. I don't know if you want to kick off that conversation.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, so we can just start where it went wrong. When I saw the track listing and it was 11 songs and she had released 5 of them before the album even came out.
Yeah.
Like literally she had released Level Up, Freak Me, Dose, Greatest Love, and then she had put the single out, Think About You.
Before the album came out. Yeah.
That's 5 songs on an 11-track album, and this is her first album in 4 years. No, ma'am, Sierra.
Yeah.
Like so she had me done off that.
You were done before I was even done, because I was gonna say I was done when I saw the first track and I started featuring Macklemore.
You know, she just. I love Sierra.
Yeah.
Love her
Beyond
too.
words. It's just something about her spirit, her glow, but it's something these albums.
Yeah.
They're just, I have not been pleased since the evolution as a whole.
Right.
And I'm talking about, well, I did like Sierra. That was 2013.
Yeah,
I did like that. The album cover is beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
The title is dope.
The title is dope, yeah, but I just feel like I don't understand. I don't know if it's just like with her, she just tries to experiment, but I feel like, you know, kind of like how other artists do it, you can experiment and keep them in a vault.
Right.
You know, with Sierra, it's just like, and I if you ever hear this, I love you. If you ever see it, I love you, I love you, I love you. But, well, it just leaves so much to be desired
It does.
always.
Yeah.
Minus, you know, it's like, okay, The Evolution, great album.
Yeah.
And then, you know, had a little something, you know, Fantasy Ride. Then Basic Instinct could have been so much more than what it was. And then the Sierra album, I think that was where she found her sound after the Evolution. And I think that she should have, whomever, producers, writers, her, should have written that wave a lot better. You know, because I just think that.
But it was kind of tough because remember she got pregnant not too long after the album came out.
And then it was mostly produced by Future.
Right.
But
and I think that's why we only got 2 videos out of her that era.
Right.
Or like actually she might have been pregnant and like the album came out and then she was like further along. And
Right.
Yeah.
But as far as like just coming back out again, like she just kind of should have stayed in that lane. Like you had Body Party, you had Sophomore.
But she couldn't really
DUI.
be in that lane after, because you think about the next album is Jackie.
Right.
She
She
didn't
was
separate
the
from
breakup,
Future.
yeah. Right.
She's like the single mom now. Like, so are we really looking for another party from Sierra right now? Is she even in a space to make another party?
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel like that kind of disrupted, and that's kind of an interesting topic for another day. But just think about how like an artist's personal life can like, you know,
Influence their sound.
where they go with their art. And
But
their sound.
see, and I guess the only time I would say it warrants that for an artist like Sierra would be something like a separation or, you know, a really big public breakup or something like that. But I'm like, we don't really go to, there are very few times where we go to Sierra for like the depth of our emotional bank. You know what I'm saying? Like you go to Sierra for a bop, you go to Sierra for, you know, maybe a freak track, but like she's not gonna take you. You
not since the Evolution,
right?
But she was trying to give the girls, you know, interludes over there.
But even with the Evolution, it was all like positive. You know what I'm saying? Like it was. Yeah, and I love like
Sierra, that's my song.
Yeah, that entire album goes, but like
No,
it's a very different
saying.
energy than like I'm hurting, I'm going through something, and I'm gonna try to, you know, which is what the same. And with this Beauty Marks thing, it's like I understand that she's in love and she's so happy and all this other stuff.
And we happy for you.
Right,
We're
exactly.
very happy for you.
Yeah.
And we want to know what you said to Jesus.
Oh,
Stop playing. We love you.
But
DM me, baby.
But yeah, so it's just like with this, it just doesn't translate like in the same way that Evolution did. Like
No.
Beauty Marks just like even those tracks where she's talking about being in love, it's like it just doesn't land. Yeah.
It's
And
lacking
and she has a track
sauce to
with
it.
Kelly. She has a track with Kelly.
Yeah, and that's probably one of the best things on that
But
album.
I don't like the chorus.
I know. So unfortunately, because this brings us back to something that Ryan just said about DJ Khaled in like 10, 15 years gonna have like the best, greatest hits album. If like I've always said Sierra, every album since the Evolution, you take the best songs that she's put on there. That is one bomb ass album.
Yeah.
Like
She got the singles.
like legit. Because you think she had 2 whole albums, at least 1, maybe 2, done by The Dream.
Yeah.
And The Dream don't really make no
Right.
bullshit.
No,
Right.
he
You know
doesn't.
what I'm saying?
He doesn't.
So, like, she had the material was there. With Sierra, it's just like all the pieces never seem to come together.
Right.
Like if she got the content, then she ain't got the push behind it.
Right.
If she got the machine behind it, then she ain't got really good content.
Yeah.
They don't know how to roll her albums out. They don't know how to pick the singles. They damn sure don't know no sequencing, which is what bothered me the most
From this one
on Beauty Marks.
Yeah.
So let me tell y'all, this is what I would have done, right? This is our little on and no A&R series that we about to start doing. But with this project, it would not have been an album. Because you also have a lot of transitions that she's making right now as an artist. You are going to be, you are now independent. You're on your own label. Like, so when you release that first album, it needs to be locked tight. Just like we talked about a couple of episodes ago. The first album released on Bad Boy was what? Ready to Die.
Right.
Okay, because that shit was fucking locked and loaded. And this is going to kick off a record label.
Yeah.
You're independent now, Sierra, so that first full project needs to hit. This could have been an EP.
Right.
This really should have been an EP. We're going to change that sequencing. We're going to, get you right. I would have whittled it down to 8 songs. A cute little 8. It's going to run you about 43 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe less than that.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? Like, let this be an EP. And maybe you can keep the name Beauty Marks for the EP, or, you know what I'm saying, you can do a derivative of that if you want to make the album still be Beauty Marks. So
like Anticipation and Ready?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think she should have done that. These are the only songs I would have kept. In the order I would have kept them. She should have started the album, the EP with Level Up, go into Set, Girl Gang, add a female rapper onto Girl Gang. That's the song with Kelly Rowland.
And change the chorus.
Yes. Go into Dose, go into Nana, Freak Me, Greatest Love, and then you could either end with Greatest Love or you could end with I Love Myself, but that Macklemore feature has got the fuck to go.
Yeah.
And you need to shorten that song on down because it's like 5 minutes and 24 seconds of nothingness.
Yes.
So
I think she needs to get back with Jazzy Faye.
Yes.
But
right.
I be really wondering though, is there some deep rooted stuff in some of these situations? Because I think about her like not working with Jazzy Faye. I think about A. Marie not working with Rich Harrison. I think about like
I think that
what
they
the hell?
I think that they try to both of those artists. I have to respectfully. I think that they try to like go into these pop lanes.
Yeah.
And I think that they keep trying to go and not going with what's selling. And I think that kind of plays into, the whole artist being being themselves versus being a product thing. But I mean, you got to go with what's working.
Right. Yeah. And with this one, I just feel like, it's no reason why Sierra should still be trying to figure out what her sound is.
Right.
That is very true.
Because I was a freshman in high school when Sierra released her first single.
Yeah.
And I'm like almost 30.
Yeah.
Hey, but you think about the artists that debuted since then that have locked into their sound, and even Rihanna is a great example because she came out with one sound. She found ways to experiment within that and then extend the boundaries of her sound. And then with Anti, she just came and was like, okay, all that other shit y'all need is I'm gonna give y'all something that resembles it enough to where y'all can latch onto it, but it's still like very different sonically. And I just don't know if I would think that Sierra has had the life experiences to allow her to do that sort of introspection probably is necessary.
Yeah.
But I don't know if just with trying to make, it doesn't sound to me like music is her passion anymore. And I think that's okay. But if she is going to be in music, I think that there's like some things she could do to really like carve out that niche for herself to where she could still be a name because she's an amazing performer.
And to be fair, I mean, I think the album is doing well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I think it's, and I'm happy for that. I think it's her best selling since the Evolution.
Wow. Because Evolution did. Yeah. I think it was over 300,000 in the first week.
And I'm not saying it's that. I'm saying it's the best thing next to that.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I don't know what that meant. But then also, I think it debuted at #1 in Switzerland or something like that. So internationally, she's doing well. Somebody likes it and she's selling records somewhere, is what I'm saying.
I think that it's just a thing of selling the voice as well.
And all of that. But I mean, if there's nothing else as far as gossip folks up.
Yeah, there's just some good singles to check out.
Okay.
That's out. Throw Fits. Have y'all heard that?
Yeah,
London on the Track.
Another sample.
Okay, yeah.
And that and Wobble Up sampled the same song.
I do not. I don't want to know nothing about Wobble Up.
Okay.
I just, again, we talked about it. We love Chris, but that's on. But yeah, Throw Fits. Juvenile. Listen, I'm ready for an album.
Yeah.
Juvenile came through on that track.
He did.
And then Purple Emoji with Ty Dolla $ign and J. Cole. That joint here.
Also, just really quickly, YG released another album too.
Oh, he's showing up to it. I've not listened to it.
Yeah, I listened to the whole thing. It's good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more mature in a lot of ways. I've always liked YG.
Really?
But yeah, I mean he has a song and I couldn't tell whether he has a song called Keisha Had a Baby on there.
Okay, I was thinking that must be like a Tupac
Yeah.
sort or something. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah.
I might watch it.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it yet, but I am going to listen to it. But I don't think the bar was raised too high with My Crazy Life. That is a classic in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it is to me too.
And to me, it was like the hood, get Good Kid, Mad City conceptually, like how it was framed. It was kind of like if you look at Good Kid, Mad City and what that album is about, looking at it from Kendrick's lens, from where he was in the hood in the ghetto, My Crazy Life is like the same type of format, like a day in the life of YG looking at it from the lens. And the album is put together like exactly that way.
I feel like
and I don't think he's gonna ever reach that bar.
I
just don't think he's ever gonna reach My Crazy Life.
I feel like I said in season 1 of the show that I consider YG like Kendrick's like ratchet cousin.
Yeah,
and that's like that's very much like
he popping up at the cookout.
but like they're related. You know, the content is
I
a little
see
bit
it.
different, but they come from the same stock.
Okay.
So,
Cut from the same.
yeah. But yeah.
Nice. Okay, I need to go back and listen through My Crazy Life. Yeah, I need to listen through that.
Yeah.
What was his first single? Because I remember being on his first
What that, my nigga?
single.
My nigga.
I thought he had a song way before.
He did have a song a long time ago.
And I used to always
Oh.
play it. And I
Was it Tootin' and Booted? Tootin' and Booted.
Yeah.
Yeah. With B Major.
Yeah. Now that was my introduction to YG.
Yeah.
That's actually still on my iPod. And then it was like, okay, you know, it was that YG and then the current YG. So I was like,
You're right.
Right.
Because I was out in
wasn't
Cali
crazy.
that summer when that song came out, and so I downloaded his first mixtape or whatever, and he had a song on there that was like "Bitches ain't shit but a
Yeah.
I said, "Oh my god."
YG, everybody.
Right. But yeah, so I guess, I mean, do you have any, if we're moving on to the questions?
Mm-hmm.
You got some questions?
I got some questions.
Okay. All right. Questions.
Okay, so well, do you want to pick up here?
We can. Yeah. Okay.
We
so.
did. Yeah, I think we just didn't do those last.
No. I don't.
Did we? Oh, we didn't
Yeah,
do
we
that.
didn't do that one.
Did we? We didn't do that one either, did we?
But yeah, I mean it's pretty obvious. But I guess we can do those. Well, let's do both of them.
Okay, yeah.
But we can start with this one.
Okay.
So this might be interesting. So we're doing a couple One Gotta Goes. So one dancer has to go.
Okay.
Sierra, Janet Jackson, or I feel like, I mean,
go ahead and say it.
Beyonce.
One dancer has to go?
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan, you go first.
Nicki Minaj.
I'll go fast on that.
It's between Janet and Beyonce.
Okay.
Because Sierra can't go.
No.
Yeah.
I must say, my
Go ahead.
bad. I'm cutting you. You know
But
what?
I'm it's go.
I know.
I'm gonna have to say Beyonce, cause she can dance, but she can't dance better than Sierra and Janet, in my opinion. They don't let the popularity like cloud that judgment.
yeah.
She can't go like they can.
Yeah.
Or she hasn't even. But to be fair,
Beyonce kinda-
she hasn't even like marketed her. I don't think she's
No.
marketed herself as that.
As
You know, like
Yeah.
she won't have entire. You know, with Janet, you're talking entire set pieces and music videos that's just choreography.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think that's her focus in the
Beyonce
same
gotta
way.
go.
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
Yeah.
When you go back and look at those old, I'm talking about Destiny's Child, Bootylicious, and Back Pop and all that. So, and even her, when she first, started promoting Dangerously in Love, like the performance are rather not where they are today. So I definitely, we always respect the queen. But but you know what? I'm gonna say this and give my opinion on it. When we're talking about dance as a product, I would have to take Sierra and Janet over Beyonce, but in my personal opinion, just like with dance period, as far as like what I prefer personally, again, I so much respect to Janet, but I've never been a fan of the whole pop and pop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that Janet gives. Sierra was just effortless, like that's just goes without saying. I've never been a fan of the Janet's actual dances, whereas with Beyonce, even though she's never marketed herself as a dancer, and it's not like anything that's like ridiculously difficult like it is with Janet. It's just like I prefer, like there's a naturalness about Beyonce's dances that we can all kind of like, it's like, I can get that, but with Janet, that pop, that's just never been my thing. But again, immense love to her, but that's just not for me.
But yeah, I think it's because it's different schools of dance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think everybody said Sierra was safe on the list.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's like the dance style or the way she dances. We're familiar with people dancing, like being able to just like fucking move, like just she goes. And she's probably like the hybrid. She links Janet and Beyonce in that way.
Yes.
But then Janet is coming from the era where you have a choreographer and
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And you are like, Beyonce's style of choreography is like, she had Jaquel Knight and people like that, like
Right.
which are very influenced by like that, Jay set and
Right.
like really, you know what I'm saying, relatable, like but not technical.
Right.
like,
There you go.
dance.
That's what I was looking
So,
for. It's very technical with
yeah.
Janet.
But like I always have loved Janet's like visuals and how she like incorporates dance into her music. So so Beyonce would go on that list, but you know what I mean, I think everybody has said the reasons why people would go and stay.
Okay. All right.
But much love to all three.
I think we should cut him out because that's
Right.
gonna be easy.
Exactly.
And just do those three.
Just do those 3.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So one dancer has to go. This is the male edition, I guess. So we have Chris Brown, Omarion, and Usher.
Bye, Mario.
I was about to say actually it's still kind of easy.
We love you, brother. We
Yeah.
do. We appreciate you and everything that you do.
Yeah.
We have not gotten over that performance in the BET Awards.
He's my touch.
What's the next
No, he was like out there like pop locking, like it was
Uh-huh.
he was doing a lot for the
Yeah,
song that was
okay.
playing.
Yeah.
That,
I mean, the
that
rest
touch,
of those aren't.
That was the touch song, right? Touch.
He was like, I think it was like Rick Ross rapping or something, and like he just came out there and was
when he was on
Get his little mama.
yeah, it was
when Rick Ross sampled Biggie. Ask you what your interests are.
maybe
that
it was
He was on that song.
he was.
Yeah.
It was some award show performance,
Okay.
and like Omarion just came
Yeah.
out like as a part of it, but he
You're
came out
right.
dancing mad
Yeah.
hard.
I think they made a
Yeah.
meme out of that or something.
Yeah. Probably so. But you got some more questions for us, right?
I do. Okay, so I want to start off with a musical time capsule question. That's what I'm calling it. So somebody give me a year.
1974. Too far back?
Yes.
Okay. What's the year
I
range?
need a
that
year
we were all alive?
within a year within our lifetime.
2007.
Okay.
Was this like a Mad Lib game?
It kind of, I get a little insecure with my shit sometimes.
That's the year I
So-
met you all.
Okay, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so musical time capsule. If you had to create a mini playlist of 5 songs that describe your musical landscape for the year 2007,
Oh my God.
what songs would they be, and what is the overall theme?
I don't even know what I was playing.
Well, I know one song that we can all agree on.
Yeah.
Baby girl, what's
Yes.
Let
Yeah.
me talk to
Listen.
you. Let me
I was
buy you
still
a drink.
snapping and trapping.
I was gonna
Yes.
say, crank that Soulja Boy.
Okay, so maybe we'll come up with a collective
Yeah.
list of 5. Okay,
So-
Yeah, 'cause I ain't.
so buy you a drink.
Buy you a drink.
I know one song that I think about is On the Hotline by Pretty Ricky.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Oh man, Pretty Ricky. I can't even mention what I want to mention about Pretty Ricky.
We'll talk
When
about
I heard
that
that
offline.
you know what? I'm not gonna talk about it because that was 2006.
Another song we could. Oh yeah, another song we could all agree on. We miss you so much. Please come back to us. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Okay,
Please
but
come
would
back
you
to
choose Can't Tell Me Nothing?
Yes.
What, like, over, like, Good Life?
Yes.
Or Flashing
Yeah,
Lights?
right.
Not over Good Life, but over Flashing Lights, yes. But I love Dwele. I love
Yeah.
Dwele. Got everything he ever put into the universe.
But then
All of
for me
catalogs.
also it would be Please Don't Go by Tank.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I
I never realized. I thought that, okay.
That's
know
when
the
Sex
album
Love
came
and
out
Pain came out.
Did it come out in 07 or 08?
07.
That's about right.
I love.
Oh, you know what else came out in 2007? I'm not gonna even act like because they got me on video looking at my phone. So I'm not gonna even act like yo. But Jim Jones, We Fly High.
Oh, yeah,
Ballin'.
yeah. Wow, what a time 2007.
Listen.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, yeah, woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the time.
Honorable mention, I think we all would like. Andre 3000, Pimp C. I'm joining.
Oh, you talking about
International Players.
International Players.
Keep
That
going,
was
keep
also-
going.
Oh,
Keep
my
going.
gosh.
One
Y'all
of
about to
those
give
songs.
away one of my joints.
Okay.
Okay.
But just to give you a quick rundown real quick, if you don't mind, this was Billboard in 2007 rap songs.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So Shorty Like Mine, Bow
Oh,
Wow,
yes.
and Chris Brown. We Fly High,
Yeah.
Runaway Love, that was Ludacris and Mary J.
Yeah.
This Is Why I'm Hot, Mims.
Mims.
Damn,
yeah.
what happened
That
to
remix.
Mims? Mims gonna end up on the next episode of BET
Yeah.
Finder.
Yeah.
The next one was I'm a Flirt, which was
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
Party Like a Rock Star, Make Me Better, Fabulous,
Yeah.
and Leo.
Oh no, that was my shit.
Say that one
What?
time.
Make Me Better,
Make Me
Fabulous,
Better,
and
Fabulous.
Oh
Leo.
yeah, that was
Oh,
my
yeah.
song.
Because one
That was
album
my
from
song.
Nothing to Something,
Yeah.
that was my shit.
Yeah.
I read that
Yeah.
album.
And
You
'cause-
know what? It's my favorite rap album from that year, Finding Forever by Common.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
That's mine. That whole album.
And
I
the
love-
last three is Shorty Plies with T-Pain.
Oh,
Crank That Soldier Boy,
Right.
and then The Good Life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, wow.
Wait, so Can't Tell Me Nothing came out in 06?
Well, I
No,
don't
it came out
know.
in
So
07.
the graduation album came out in
07.
2008. No.
No, graduation came out
September
07.
11th.
Yeah, because
Oh,
that and 50
yeah.
Cent
Came out
Curtis
the
came
same
out the
day.
same day.
Yeah, because I bought that album when I
Yeah.
got to Jim. It was the first album I bought.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, those were all top songs that whole year.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
they were number
Oh.
one.
Yeah.
So who had the longest span was Good Life. From November 3rd to December 29th, it stayed the number one on the rap charts.
Yeah, that song was just like everywhere.
Mhm.
Like, damn, yeah, I missed that era of Kanye music.
Mm-hmm. We miss you.
My grandmama calling me baby.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask the next two questions. I'm gonna combine them.
Okay.
So, the first one is, I want to know what 1 or 2 albums are you most looking forward to? Like the artist has confirmed that they're working on new music.
I don't know if my favorite rapper confirmed an album, but I'm sure he's putting one together, and that's Big Sean.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
we're due for a new Sean.
I'm ready for that. I mean, I'm a stan, so no album is a bad album.
Right.
Even though I know he's gotten flack for the last couple of albums. The only thing that I'm really hurt at with him is that him and Janae made such good music together, and I thought the 2880 album was one of the most slept on albums that he ever made.
Yes.
That I don't know if I'm gonna ever get music from them again. I was hoping for another 2880 album and then a tour, but I don't think that's going to
But you know they posted a picture recently saying like it looked like they talking at least.
I mean, I'm just like, look, y'all can just at least make a music together.
I was about to say, I didn't even realize they broke it out.
Yeah. Because remember, she said some of her freestyles that she's been releasing were like done a while ago, but I think when she came up with Wasted Love, people assumed that, and then you didn't see them really like together after that.
I'm really looking forward to 9 by Lil' Kim.
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to 9 by Lil'. Have we got a release date?
No, not a new one.
Well, did you see the Go Off video?
Well, I saw that. So the Go Off video came out like a couple of months ago, but for some reason, they didn't have it up on all the streaming platforms.
Oh, okay.
So that's why like a lot of like her fan base were going at E1. Like, what are y'all doing in terms of like promoting her? Like, and I think that's probably why they also had to push the album back. But one good thing that did come out of them pushing the album back was, have y'all heard she did this? It's called No Auto Blanco. It's kind of like I wouldn't call it it might be a freestyle, but she has a song called No Auto Blanco, and it's not like with all the, effects on the voice and all like that. She just rapping over a beat. I'm gonna play that shit for y'all.
Yeah, can we get that? Because
hits.
That's one thing I gotta say. I understand keeping up with the time, but I just prefer gritty, kind of like Lady Tender, Lil' Kim versus it's just look at me like I love you, Lil' Kim.
I need hard.
I am going to get 9. I'm going to the store to buy it.
Okay.
Forget a stream.
I love Lil' Kim. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to Confessions too.
Because, that's the thing?
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Y'all ain't seen the clips?
Right.
Well, it's fitting that we come full circle talking about Usher and Sierra, our first 2 artists on that note.
Breaking news, everybody.
But oh my God, this is turning into Queen Radio. But so Usher's been posting clips. He's been in the studio with Jermaine Dupri and I'm pretty sure Brian Michael Cox.
Oh.
But he's working on Confessions too.
Oh.
Now
Michael Cox.
I'm not always a fan of when artists like do a
sequel
part 2.
Right.
Just let this new album be a new classic.
Right.
Like leave that name alone.
Song.
Slapping that Confessions tag on there.
And then Sex Stuff and Pain 2 it was nowhere near as good. It was a complete
Okay.
But
Edge and J.E. Heartbreak too.
Right.
Could have kept it.
I just feel like with Usher, again, good kisser. That would have been a good lead for Confessions too, but you have to keep going and going with that sound like all the other stuff.
But he honestly kind of did. I just don't think people were here for those songs like I thought that they would have, because She Came to Give It To You with Nicki Minaj. That kind of is in the same musical family as Good Kisser.
But neither of them were on. Like, he didn't make an album that focused on that.
He didn't. Yeah. Right, because by the time Hard to Love came out, it was other stuff. Now he had some good stuff on there and some good samples, so that might come up in a little bit. But yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay. Oh, and Rihanna, because they said Rihanna.
Did she confirm herself?
No. But didn't The Dream confirm that he had worked on some new songs with Rihanna and Beyonce?
I'm not sure.
I thought he did.
Possibly.
A new Beyonce is probably coming.
Yeah, I heard that's coming in 2020.
What, a world tour?
Yeah.
Is there any? Were you looking forward to any album?
No, yeah. I mean the ones that were said, like probably Rihanna, Beyonce, and he hasn't confirmed, but so Kendrick, he blacked out his profile, his face profile, I think on Twitter, and he did that right before he released Damn. So I don't know if that means that he's working on something new, but
it's about time, because he usually give us something every 2.
Yeah, I need that too.
2 to 3.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
But yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Well, you have.
So I'm not gonna because people kind of answered that question. So I'm gonna do this one.
Okay.
If you could turn any song into a duet, that it's like a song that already exists, but it's just one artist on there. And you could turn it into a duet, which song would it be, and who would you add onto the track? My mind is crazy.
See, he ain't give me these questions, y'all. He ain't give me these questions. So I'm like, I don't know.
got something that inspires us. I can't remember what song I was listening to though.
Yeah. It could. So could it be a song that like gets a rap feature?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have one. I'm just like adding that filter to my
to help
my mental search engine.
I get it.
I ain't got. I'm sure I can think of some, but I ain't got nothing right off the top.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'll tell you one song that I always said I would have loved to have heard what this would have sounded like. I wish I could think of another artist, but this is a Beyonce song.
Yeah.
I always want to hear a version of Hold Up with her and Rihanna on it.
Mm.
I thought that would have been kind of cool. Like they could have done something cool. That or Sorry.
Do you think they'll ever do music together?
I don't know.
I don't know if that
know.
would mesh well.
Yeah.
It could because I can't say that I would have asked for a Beyonce Shakira song, but
That's
I got
true.
it.
That's true. Or Beyonce and Mary J. Blige song.
Right.
That was a good song.
It was
too.
actually. It was
Yeah.
slept on. Who would I say? Janet and Sierra. But then they do something together.
They put Sierra's vocals on a feedback
Yeah, you like my
remix,
style? Yeah.
but I don't know if that was an official remix.
Right.
But that should have been one.
That needs to
'Cause
happen.
That would have jumped both them off.
Yeah, it would have. That needs to happen with a full dance
Right.
video. Somebody else I want to say. I need I could probably go for a Jill and a Stacey Barth collab. That would be interesting.
Okay, stop putting on the bedroom voice.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm speaking to the mic.
You over here crescendoing and decrescendoing.
Sorry.
No.
But-
Jill and Stacey Barth, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
Well, I mean, I guess to kind of, do you have any other pressing questions? Any that can't be saved for?
I don't think so.
Okay, all right. Well, our moving on to Noteworthy. This is gonna be a little bit different this time.
Yeah,
Yeah. So do you want to kind of give a rundown of how our Noteworthy is gonna look?
for sure. So, as we talked about at the outset of the episode, we're going to be talking about samples and sampling today, and we have our two, homies right here with us, who both have creative pursuits and that deal with, these topics. Ryan is a producer, and then Brandyn with his Sample Sundaze IG show. So we have some kind of like targeted questions that we're gonna send to both of them. We're gonna do some fun stuff in the middle there, get y'all to listen to some music.
Yeah.
But it's gonna kind of be like round table, but we will like target the questions to who we want to hear from for sure. So we're gonna start with you, Ryan.
Okay.
I mean, so we're talking about sampling, and I don't know that we kind of talked around it, but we haven't really even given a definition for what sampling is in terms of music. So, like, could you walk us through that? Like, what is a sample essentially?
Well, like, it's kind of funny because you can talk real technical. A sample can be anything, pretty much anything recorded, used back in a song or in a sequence or anything like that. So that's what an actual sample is. But when most people hear about sampling, they automatically think of when a song or a melody or something like that is used in hip hop music. It's in all genres of music, but of course most of it originated, from the hip hop part of it. So the technical answer is anything. This could be a sample. That could be a sample. But I mean, I think a lot of what we're talking about is how melodies and other songs was used to recreate beats. So
Yeah.
that's what it is.
No, but I'm glad that you brought that up. I love it when you ask people a question and then they respond like you need them to, because I do think that it's useful for people to know that a sample can be anything and that it doesn't have to be just a beat. It can be the melody, because a good example of that I think is when Candy Burris and Tiny got writing credit on Shape of You by Ed Sheeran, and they were saying that like is because it uses like no scrubs, and people are like, but that we don't hear that beat on that song. Like, how they getting the credit? But like essentially, they're talking about like that a bit of the melody essentially. So just in the way that you sing things, that can be a sample.
Yeah.
So I think that's a dope point.
Right.
As a producer, how do you effectively? Well, one, this because I can kind of ask it like the philosophical, like, well, how does one, effectively use a sample? I kind of want a little bit of that, but I also want to know if you've used sampling in your music, and then like kind of what is your approach been to doing that?
Well, I guess the first thing is that there's no right or wrong way to sample.
Okay.
I would definitely say that, and then I'll say that the second thing would be, a lot of people think that if I'm gonna use a sample, that I gotta flip it.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta flip it. I gotta kind of make it my own, and that's not always the best way.
Right.
Sometimes you just can think of something and was like, well, I got this concept, and this sample is just perfect, and I'm gonna have examples of all of that to where that might have been a sample that was actually flipped, that might have been a sample that was kind of replayed, but then you got other samples where a whole song was made and absolutely nothing was changed. So, we can get into that, but I got examples of like industry songs of that, and some of even my own songs in which I kind of had that idea, and it's like don't touch it. So just as long as you're producing a great song, that's at the end of the day, that's what matters. So like I said, I'll show you examples of something flipped, and not show you examples of something flipped, but it was still made to a great song, just how it was. So.
That's dope. Well, so I think since we were asking, how do you effectively use a sample, that seems like a good segue into like hearing some of, your songs, how you've used sampling. If you don't mind.
We can do that. Okay. We can do that. Let me get this aux cord.
That's the cool one. That's that fire.
So.
On that note, exclusive.
One way you can effectively use a sample is, again, just chopping it up. So this one song that I did, y'all gonna know what I sampled, but the artist that I was working with, his name was Juice Dane, he wanted to, I can't say the artist, I'm gonna get a sample away. But he wanted to sample the artist, so I kind of found a different way to actually do it, and I just basically chopped the hell out of this beat to make another beat. So again, it wasn't really no flip, it was just straight chop.
Okay.
And then the whole concept behind the song came down, I sent it to him and he liked it. So, so this is it.
A lot of girls be thinking my songs are about them, but this is not to get confused. This one's to the creep. Down every time I am. When I get down every time I am. When she hold me down every time I am. When I get. This one's for you.
She my down chick, she my down chick. No matter what happens, she always keep me grounded. She my down chick, girl, you're so beautiful. Love is my soul, girl, the song's for you. I can't go without you. Girl, I must admit, you got me thirsty like a drunk. Like Drizzy Drake say, baby, you the fucking best. I done bored love, baby. Yes, you got me pressed when I be. You know that I need that love.
Nah, you flipped that joint right. You flipped that joint right.
Hell yeah, that was fire.
So that was, that was just a flip to the best I ever had. So it was like, I chopped it and I felt like I didn't need to touch it after that.
Yeah.
So I just kind of sent him kind of like the hook, how I think it'll go, and he absolutely loved it.
But I mean, I've heard that before in, like mainstream songs and stuff like that, where they won't change it. You know what I'm saying? They don't change the way it sounds. It's literally just chopping up certain parts of it and making it and flipping it, like you said, to make it sound completely different.
Yeah. But it's always like, I'm wondering about, because there's always kind of a risk in doing that, right? Because I'm sure this song may come up later in conversation, but how many times have we heard Juicy flipped?
Right, yes.
Right.
Yeah. We coming for that later.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that.
Because it's interesting, though, to think about, just taking a song that's so popular and, recreating it and still, hoping that it's still, something fresh enough for people to latch on to. So,
yeah.
That's so dumb.
Whoever did that is good. Still eating.
You you have another beat that I've heard that I don't know if you, I don't know where you planning on playing it. It's a sample. I'm pretty sure it's Earth, Wind, and Fire.
I don't know if I got the beat on my phone. I probably had to look it up. I ain't gonna waste no time.
Okay.
But yeah. It's fire.
Right. That joint is nice. So I was about to say, I know it's probably on my phone somewhere, but so I'll look and see if I have it.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah. No, that joint, the first time I heard it, I was like, ooh, okay. I so kind of like to transition, well, trying to figure if I want to go into this with you. You want me to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep going with this. So we talked a little bit about using the sample effectively. We heard a little bit of like, you know, one of your joints that you done. What has been your 5 favorite uses of a sample in a song?
Well, we're gonna run through this pretty quick because I know we're gonna be playing the music song.
Yeah.
But
well, we're playing because we're doing that, right? And that's when we're playing the music.
Yeah, that's when we're doing the guessing. But if you have like,
I got some favorite joints.
favorites.
Yeah, I got some favorite joints. So one of my favorite samples is, and I'll play it.
Yes, sir.
They did this.
Yeah, Key Wayne, produced by Key Wayne, like he absolutely just destroyed.
Yeah, he did.
And again, you ain't gotta flip it all around.
He did just enough with that noise.
Another one of my favorites is this.
I'm like,
come back to get back to us.
I remember like listening to the song for the first time and like, oh my god.
She's back.
Yeah, when she did that, I was like,
this is what we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
It really put me in the mind of it feels so right. A Promise.
Promise.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's like,
this was a great follow up to Promise.
That was like one of my favorite joints. So like, quick backstory, nobody gonna be like, nobody can. Like, you ain't do this. But I was working on a song with the same artist, Juice, and I actually made a song using this, and it was a more upbeat version. She had came out with a remix with B.O.B. I think if she would have used my beat, it would have been totally better. But I remember when I was making those songs, and then this shit came out like around the same time. I was mad. I was just like, so the joint I did, it was just
so shorty hit me
that
the next day.
Right. This would have been a good remix beat for her to use.
She's leaving.
So that was the joint that I used that breakdown piano part. And just added some stuff to it.
So I told her I was busy and would call her back. She apologized, she didn't know how to act.
Yeah.
But that was like one of my favorites. Another one is, so real quick, it's kind of like 2 in 1.
Okay.
And a lot of these, both of these two, again, since we talking about sampling, it ain't always got to be about music.
Okay.
And so these are some of the beats and stuff that just like touched me to the point where it's like, yo, I wish I made that. That's where most of all these are actually coming from.
Okay.
And this one is by, it's a Swiss Beats. And it's really touched me because it was around the same time when the Black album came out for Jay-Z.
Okay.
And then he had released an acapella version of it. And that's when, next thing I know, I hear this beat. And I remember wanting to get my hands on the acapella version just to kind of like play my beats behind it. And then my man came out with this.
Nigga acts about me, nigga acts about
and
me.
He just basically took a line and just made it a whole. That was just the chorus of the song. But that sample just drove the whole song. So he came out with that. And then he kind of used that same formula for.
Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them
out.
And I was just like, I just thought it was just, he just basically took those voice samples and just made like memorable, like legendary choruses.
Wow.
So that's just a part of sampling. Not always gonna be
live from the VIP hood. Nightlife.
You know what? This is why it pays to have friends and have producers because, like, those are two really good examples, and I never thought about the fact that both of those songs are produced by Swiss Beats.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then my last two, just as far as favorite, this one I was like, shh, don't know. Is this.
So, I typed the text to a girl I
Willie
used to
Hutch.
see, saying that I should
Again, it is not all about flipping. I got one that's completely flipped. So I understand that aspect of it. But again, this was one of those, they just left it alone.
Yeah.
It's like, this would be great to rap. Juicy J was like, DJ Paul, this would be great to rap on.
Makes no sense, I know crazy.
That was it. And he just left it alone, threw some drums on it, and let that joint breathe.
Yeah.
Don't come equipped with a
That was it.
That's joint nice.
I'm so like a pimp.
And this is kind of like, it's kind of like that hood anthem.
It is. Because it's like one of those songs just like
Everybody be rapping that joint.
in the club, and when that beat drops, it goes up. Like,
I almost feel like I got to wait for the beat.
because everybody,
I know we run a beat.
people gonna be mad if you don't know. So, oh my God,
Keep your heart to the stacks.
Remember what I taught you.
keep your heart through stacks. Keep your heart.
Hey, keep your heart 3 stacks.
Yeah.
Keep your heart. Man, these girls
that's
are smart.
right.
They just let that joint breathe. You know,
Smart.
that was it. They didn't need to do nothing else.
Play your part. My bitch a choosing lover.
Like, yeah, that joint came on the party. I was like yesterday. But
Yeah.
My favorite sample flip of all time. Because, it was where it was flipped from, how it was flipped. I like samples that, it's like it's cool to use songs that we know are hot, but when you take something conceptually and make it its own thing, and you would have just never thought that somebody would have used that, was great. So this is like my favorite sample flipped ever.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
I mean, to basically take the Austin Powers theme, feeling real good too, and then just like, I mean, you listen to that song and think, I think you make a rap song, right? And then flip that joint and it be like this one and hard, like that joint was just. I think I'd rather
this is the first Little Twist album I ever bought. And I'm pretty sure this is the first track on there.
Yeah, this is the first one on Red Light.
Yeah, like it comes in like crazy, like when you hear that. I got my opinion to burn right.
But to me, like,
yeah, that joint dope.
that was, I mean, it's crazy. So,
But
it's just nuts.
yeah.
Yeah, that joint's so dope.
But yeah, so do you want to get into that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Since we got Ryan over here on the ones and twos, they went through some of your favorite samples, things like that. I know that you said you had pulled a couple of clips of songs that you wanted to kind of like see if we know where they sampled at.
Yes, and this is piggybacking off of Sample Sundaze. So when I knew he was gonna be in the building, I was like, oh, we kind of got to do this. So some songs I'm gonna give the actual sample first.
Okay.
And then see if you can guess the song, or I'll give the song. So
Right.
Okay.
this one. There might be multiple songs, but we're gonna see if they can catch it.
Is this the original song or is this the sample?
This is the original song. All right, you ready? Want to know what it is? You want to guess real quick?
Well, hold on. Yeah. And this gives the folks listening some time to try to figure it out too. But yeah, no,
I can't remember the name of it. That's Kanye, right?
No. That Kanye probably could have.
It's an album cut on one of Kanye's albums.
It's not on Kanye album.
It's not? Because wait a minute, because it's on the second album.
And like I said, I'm not saying that he didn't. I'm not saying that he didn't sample it, but.
It's that part is like
He gonna lose his mind once I play it.
Just go ahead.
Yeah. Damn it!
Wow. I didn't hear this at all.
Sundaze is your dude.
Alright, so for the folks at home, can we get the title of both of those tracks? So I think most of us know the second track.
You're right. We all know
Yeah,
that.
Fancy,
Exactly.
and then the song is called "I Don't Want to Play Around" by Ace Spectrum.
Okay.
Ace
Okay.
Spectrum.
Ace. Okay.
Yeah. And then, all right, so I'm just going to the next one.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
This is gonna be a little different because I'm gonna kind of show y'all where the sample is and where.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like this.
I'm gonna tell y'all when it come up. Okay, for people just listening, here's the sample. I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm gonna say now. Now, listen. Wait, sorry. Alright, right here.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God.
Isn't that Picture Perfect Chris Brown?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, oh my God.
That's my song,
I did get
okay?
that.
So yes, Picture
Yeah.
Perfect, because Will I Am produced that one.
Yes.
But you can also hear it here.
Allow me to show you something.
Listen, they reversed it. Listen how they reversed it.
I knew it
It's
sounded
that same
familiar.
sample, but it's
like,
reversed.
I knew that sounded
Somebody tell
So
me
it's that same sample from Take 6. But
that
it's
takes
reversed.
it. I knew that was the same.
That's her.
Bryson Tiller.
Okay, I had heard this one. Yeah. I definitely knew that Chris Brown joint though.
So it's reversed. It's that same part, but it's just reversed. Filtered and reversed.
Okay.
Oh, that joint nice.
Yeah.
And then you hear it here.
only think about you and no. Part of me that cares is gone.
Yeah, oh my God.
Get caught up.
So that's what it was. It was that. I should have marked it. Where it was. That was it.
Wow. They do sample.
Yes.
So is that one? It was that
Yeah.
5 because you only hear maybe like once or twice. The song is called "Come Unto Me" by Take 6,
Okay.
in which they're a acapella group.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's kind of dope how you had both people. They pull from just like that 5 or 6 seconds. They maybe do it like 1 or 2 other times in the song, but just that one part right there. It's like they just was like, give me that. And that's what's the genius part about it, because it's like, who would hear that
Right.
4 or 5 second melody and be like, no, let me get that.
Just that part, and like you said, for it to be used in 2 different songs,
Right.
like years apart, and I'm pretty sure Will I Am did not produce her song.
Yeah.
So like, you know what I'm saying, for like that part to catch.
Yep.
Right.
But I guess if you know, you know. If you got the ear.
Trust me, I tried to sample that same part, but I didn't do it as good as the guy that for her album. But that joint was fine how he just reversed it. He basically just reversed it and filtered it. And
You gotta know music to do that.
Right.
Definitely do.
Yes.
Oh my God! Wow.
So,
Do you have one more for us?
let's see. All right, so this is more of just how they did it. It's one of my favorite samples that I forgot to say, but this is by. It's by
I know this.
Roy Ayers.
Yes, it is.
Searching.
Oh yeah.
But do you okay, since you know the song, man, this song, do you know what song I'm gonna say that it wasn't a single?
It was?
It's gonna make it a little bit harder.
This Erica Badu.
That might be a different song. It's not the song that I.
Okay, you think about another song?
Let me fast forward to the part. Hold on. This is alright.
You talking about Ava Marie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Falling down my face.
Yeah.
Baby, yes.
Rich Harrison.
Yeah, he did. Rich Harrison, because a lot of people associate Kanye with the whole sampling thing, but I thought Rich Harrison had some tough uses of
He
sample.
did. Yes, he did.
We can talk about him a little. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you play the Amory first?
Yes.
From
So.
Touch.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That's how it opens.
Oh my God.
That's what he took. He Rich Harrison sampled
Yeah.
that part right there, but he still kept the same vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, spit it up.
Yeah.
Man, he produced
Yeah.
this
I love this album.
I mean, this is like the way he flipped that joint to be.
Yeah.
Again, just
From
keeping
Touch,
it simple.
Okay.
Just keeping it simple.
Can't breathe, can't think, been doing them. My friends on the street start
Gotta hit that beat again one
What's
time.
wrong? They demand
Okay.
some. Don't need one look, and they gon' shut up. See it's written on.
Yeah. Oh my God. This takes me back to like high school. I was buying this album the day it came out because I was so pressed.
And that's to me like it's more about just making an R&B. Like it's like producing a whole joint. Like,
Yeah.
that's fine.
like, he shouldn't have never. Well, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
They made the
Yeah.
best music together.
They made
did.
some amazing
I think it was
songs.
just a 4-second single choice, and then they just stopped the machine, pushed behind her, because there was a lot of singles she could.
Yeah, Touch shouldn't have been the second single.
It shouldn't
from the
have. It shouldn't have
album.
been a single at all.
And then one more. I swear, one more. This is it. So this is from. Y'all will know the sample. Y'all gonna know what it is, but it's by Audio Official, one by another.
Oh, I know what she's talking about. I think if this is a song, I think.
Who you think the artist is?
So I was thinking about this song from.
This came out in 2013 on the mixtape.
So I'm thinking about the one where they sampled Space Jam.
Real niggas in my section. I saw a girl with no bag, I still ain't met one. I see all of you rappers as my stepsons. I caught my last girl and
You
told
know
me
it.
my next. Yep. She said pull up on her, touch up on her web.
What is Janet Jackson?
Oh yeah, yes.
All I know is call till I
Yep. So, yeah, that's
Sample king.
Now listen, when I heard the barking, you know what I thought about?
Nah.
Not Monica.
Because I said no, that ain't it.
And I actually like just got think. Didn't Kanye use was it the same song? Is it a different song? Different Janet song. Janet fans on Crucify Me. The one he did with Drake. Ain't it the same song?
took a real niggas in my section. I saw a girl with no bag, I still ain't met one.
Wait, Kanye did a song with Drake?
Yeah, on Good Kid, Mad City.
No, you talking Kendrick. You talking
What I
Poetic
say?
Justice?
You said Drake.
You said Drake and Kanye.
Anytime,
I said
any
Drake
place.
and
Yeah,
Kanye.
it's
Drake
okay.
and,
Yeah,
Kendrick.
that's any. Yeah.
Oh no, that was what you call it.
Anytime.
That was what you talking about. He did that.
No,
No.
he's talking about Poetic Justice with Kendrick
and Drake.
and he
That's
sampled
what I was
Janet.
just saying that.
Yeah, no.
But
That's the same song, though, right?
He just started singing the lyrics. Yeah, recognizing it's on Janet.
But yeah, that's all right.
Wait. What?
But yeah,
I'm confused.
well,
No, you good.
Oh, okay.
But
He
this
didn't
is-
pick up on what you were
Oh.
saying.
this is a good transition to
is-
get into into you, Brandon.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna talk about samples, but more specifically, your show, Sample Sundaze.
Yes, sir.
So clearly, we all love music. We all love samples. What got in your mind to start Sample Sundaze? What was your inspiration behind that, and kind of what were the origins of getting that all started?
Okay, so basically my show actually started off as Sample Fridays.
Okay.
One day I was riding to work. A lot of times I just like put on YouTube, like at the office, at home when I'm cleaning, in the car, whatever. And there was a song by Patrice Rushen called "Where There Is Love" that came on, and it samples this song that my mom used to love. called Strawberries.
Yeah.
And so one day I was just riding and I put it on my car and I recorded it on Instagram and I just wrote Sample Fridays. I wrote the sample, blah, 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 and then I posted the Smooth, that's the artist who sings Strawberries.
Yeah.
And it didn't catch on, few people watched it, nobody commented anything, so I was like, okay, and I tried it one more time. I can't remember the song I did the next week, and then it fell off. Right. So then in August, right after Aretha Franklin had died, like a few days, I was at Brandyn's house, and he had put on Call Me by Aretha, and I had never heard that song before, but instantly I heard Selfish by Slum Village, and I started singing it. He was like, oh, wow, like he knows that song, but it was like, I didn't make the, connection. And I was like, yeah, like, blase, blah. So I was like, and then what happened was we were at the Essence Festival, full free promotion, last year in July, and we were with Tippy Tina's and DJ Questlove. He started playing Are You My Woman by the Shy Lights. I'd never heard that song before, so I turned to Brandon and I was like, well, I hear Crazy in Love, but why does it sound old? And he was like, you didn't know that was a sample?
Right.
And I was shook.
Floored.
In the club. I was standing still for about 5 minutes. I was like, no, I did not know that was a sample. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to try my song again. We're going to rebrand it, and we're going to see what happens. And so I actually rebranded it that day to Sample Sundaze, and I used Aretha. That's actually the very first song, season 1, episode 1, Call Me, and I did Crazy in Love and the Shy Lights. And people were like, oh, okay, whatever. I think people just had more time on Sundays because it's a weekend day. So I got like a lot of responses, and so the next week I followed up, and then with episode 3, that's when I came up with the advertising where it's black and it has sample and white, and then Sundays in gold with the opening song, and I did Roy Ayers. My Life in the Sunshine. And that was the opening. That was like, so it's like kind of progressed from there.
Okay.
And then like growing up, my mom, she played a lot of 70s music.
Right.
So, but she also played a lot of 80s and 90s music. So a lot of times it was when I was a kid, I had this thing where I thought that I just didn't understand like the time differences. So like when I heard Juicy by Biggie, and I heard the original version, I thought that the original version stole from Biggie. Yeah. I was a kid. I didn't know any better. So, I kind of like grew up around that. And, basically, that's just kind of where it came from. Okay. And it just has taken a life of its own.
Yeah. Well, how much will usually go into an episode? Because I would think that you really go into like the depths
absolutely
of like samples and stuff that like people would never even recognize.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what does that even look like?
So usually it takes me about 4 to 6 days to like kind of think of a concept, and I actually have notes. Yeah. So right now I have notes that I'm pretty much good all the way up until like the middle of season 4. Mm-hmm. Season 4 is going to be debuting next month. Yeah. So like I have all of these notes of songs that I'm going to use, and you definitely at this point I have to do a lot of research because I average like between 150 to 200 views. Yeah. And you have people who don't know anything and people who know everything. Right. And they're going to say something, Yeah. So a lot of times I'm like, no, that's not right. This actually is. But I've been corrected once or twice, But I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Okay. And I also get, songs. People send stuff all the time. A lot of times it'll be stuff that I didn't know, stuff that I knew but didn't make the connection, and stuff that I'm like, wow, I had no idea. Fact checking is definitely a must.
Listen,
it's
in 2019,
it is a must.
No alternative facts.
Yeah, I think early on, it's not to say I didn't take my craft seriously, because I take everything I do seriously, but it was like a lot of typos in season 1, and just because of autocorrect, it changed the word, and I'm just typing. So the focus was definitely on quality in every single area, everything we do. So, definitely got to fact check because it's a lot of people that are watching. And I've written to celebrities to fact check. Yeah. Cynthia Bailey is actually in the video for Is It Good to You? By Heavy D.
Okay.
Yeah, she's in the video, and I didn't know that, so I was watching it because that's Mama Used to Say by Junior. And I was like, is that Cynthia? And I actually wrote to her and asked her. So, I kind of go to the lens to say, hey, what's this? Is this that? It's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah. It sounds like it's a lot that goes in. But I mean, even I think we
But
can
I was
relate.
about to say,
you know,
who can relate?
Exactly,
Us.
exactly, and even the growing pains of like a season 1 and all
Yeah.
that stuff. We were talking about some of that before the show even started. But do you feel like, and I feel like this is so crazy because we asked each other this question maybe a couple episodes ago. But if you had a favorite concept or a favorite episode so far, where you've talked about a certain sample or a certain song, what episode would that be?
So outside of like our standard episodes or my standard episodes, I have specialty episodes, and also like we had the Mother's Day episode last week. We had the People's episode where it's like people who have given me samples, and I actually did a giveaway for the viewers, which actually Brandyn fair and square.
I did. Okay, let's cut all the shit
gossip,
right now.
all the gossip, all the talking.
Okay. This is not the Bella Probe, okay? Fair and square.
Right, yeah, honestly, fair and square. My favorite episode, though, season 3, episode 18, the Queen's episode, which was dedicated to my mother and was also the highest rated episode, 233 views so far. I debuted it on the day that she passed, January 20th of this year. She passed at 17. That was the most extensive episode. I usually just do 3 songs. I did 6. And they were all very long. And then what I did was I mixed it with videos of her, videos that she that sent me. I'm very big on archiving, so like even things that you sent me years ago, I have, because you just never know. And so it's such peace to have those things. But with that episode was kind of tricky because it was like, okay, we have Hollywood by Shaka Khan, that we could do, but then I also have No Time by Lil' Kim that she loves. So it's like, okay, what message do we want to convey? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, we can't really use the Kim, but I loved being able to do that episode because even though it took a lot out of me emotionally, I love being able to share these things with the people that know me and watch the show, the people who don't know me, but we follow each other on social media, and they are, avid watchers of the show and supporters of the show. So thank you. I just love being able to share that. So that was my favorite episode.
But what that kind of puts me in the mind of, and I think this is something we could all probably speak to a little bit, but just thinking about being in the space as a content creator, as an artist, of sorts, and whatever medium you're working with, creating art and work that, yes, like I'm creating it for public consumption, but my main purpose in doing this is like for me, like it's cathartic for me. I know that we've talked about that was pretty much how this show even started, just us having conversations about music and being like, we need to do something, like we just want to record these conversations. And of course, like once you start doing that and putting yourself out there, you are looking, kind of like gauging that feedback and seeing like how the public plays with it and receives it, but then also kind of having to maintain that balance of, okay, just as much as I want people to enjoy this is for me. And so I don't know if anybody else had any thoughts on that.
Absolutely. For me, a major part of it is just like kind of like getting to relive my childhood. Like a lot of, and this, we talked about it, most of the samples I actually know. And even if I don't, what'll happen is I'll be on YouTube and I'll hear an older song and then I'm like, oh, that's such and such that just came out last year. Or even if I hear a newer song, I'm like, oh, because we definitely use a lot of samples these days. So I'm like, oh, that's this person, that's that person from the 70s, that's the OJs, that's the stylistics, blase blah. So it's therapeutic for me in that manner. I get to relive those moments and just think about Saturdays cleaning up, and you're getting Shaka Khan and you're getting Patty or whoever, or Biggie.
What about you, Ryan? Because I know I'm thinking about something you said a few minutes ago where you were talking about a sample that you like, that sample from Take 6. Like you said, I tried to pull it, but it ain't hit like that way. So how do you kind of manage through, as you're constructing like music or beats or things like that, balancing I'm doing this because like I love how this sounds musically with but are people gonna rock with it?
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest balance as far as being a producer on an artist and you want to put something out. There's been plenty of songs that I've heard or melodies and I'm just like, yo, I really want to make this work, and at that time it just don't. I mean, even from something soulful to listening to Dora the Explorer.
Right.
And hearing like some of the open parts of Dora the Explorer, but it just gotta all kind of like come together. But I mean, you definitely have to have a passion, especially from a music making ability, to sample. I mean, can you sample and not really have a passion for it? Yeah, but then that's when I feel like you either use a sample wrong or incorrectly or do too much or too little. So you kind of just gotta have a feel for it.
I got a quick question for you. How do you go about securing your samples? Like, who do you call, if it's a sample from 1971, how do you get that?
Like, as far as clearing them?
Yeah, and paying for it, right?
Well, see, I ain't made it that big.
Oh, okay.
Not to where anybody, like, most of the stuff that I work with people with is like free mixtape and stuff, so you don't have to actually get anything cleared.
So you didn't have, okay.
Yeah, because
To make
if
them? No, I can make them all day long.
Yeah,
But
if
I
you're
was
selling them for profit,
right, if you selling them for profit, like if you was an artist and I sold it to you, sold the beat to you, you as the artist would have to get the actual sample cleared.
Oh, so like the Drake song that you sampled.
Like if that was to ever become like a hit, then somebody would have to clear it with Drake and the
You
producer.
have to do it?
Well, I mean, as the producer, I would have to the producer and the artist.
Okay.
And I think sometimes, I guess the artist, I don't know the ins and outs, so I'll be over here like, I don't know what you're talking about. But I've heard interviews where, I know it might be hard for like a lot of artists who get sampled, but they can actually listen to the song and say yes or no. I think I was listening to a DJ Vlad podcast one time with like DJ Paul and how he always get the samples to stuff, and then he'll be like, yeah, that's fine. I think I heard it was another interview with Sir Mix-a-Lot and how he's pretty much still making millions off of that Baby Got Back, and he was saying about like one joint was about like some cats or something for like a cat commercial. If I'm wrong, but he basically was like, no. So most of these people probably listen to these songs before they say, yeah, they told these samples been clear.
Yeah, I watched an interview with Nipsey where he got Jay-Z actually gave him the approval to sample one of his songs from Reasonable Doubt. Can't remember. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, don't quote me, but I think it's the one that samples Isaac Hayes that Ashanti also sampled. I can't remember.
Oh, that's like the Look of Love.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah. That's why Isaac Hayes' version.
At the end of the day, I'm team J. Cole when it comes to sampling. It's like he had a rant on, it was a part of a rant on his album, The Forest Hill Drive album, and how he was basically saying like, I shouldn't have to wait. Like some songs they make the album because he was waiting on sample clearances. Yeah. And you know how you got some people, he blurted it out, the person, but you got some people who's been in the news about they didn't want the music sampled and stuff like that. Yeah. Which is just, it's like, yo, you got inspiration from somebody. It's like, we'll pay you. Like, that ain't the case. We'll pay you, but it's like, just let it go. Like, it should just be free to everybody. You're gonna get paid, you're gonna get paid. But for you to be like, nah, I don't want to use the song or something like that, that's just bogus.
But see, I can see like in certain instances, like if a song was written, so let me just say it like this. I was kind of shocked that Living for the City cleared for Lil Freak. Right. Because if you just think about the message being conveyed in the original song versus like Lil Freak, it's like, oh, like, but at the same time, no, they weren't trying to say Lil Freak featuring Stevie Wonder, so it was, you could tell inspired by.
But I could see why maybe an artist wouldn't want, the same way that, Sir Mix-a-Lot might not want Baby Got Back associated with a Cass commercial, like just something about, and I mean, something about your not wanting your artistry used in a certain light,
Yeah, I get both sides.
But yeah, exactly, and especially as somebody who's, who's working with those samples and things like that, I can see how it could be frustrating
Yeah, because I was like, oh wait, the message of this song is very different.
Yeah,
I gotta go hear that. Who sings that?
Lil Freak?
Yeah, but who?
Usher and
Nicki Minaj.
That sample is living in the
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
Look, uncovering things on the show. So okay, that's a great.
But at the end of the day, too, let's not get it twisted. Stevie Wonder knew about that Usher Nicki Minaj money. Oh, y'all want to lose it for Lil Freak? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, he was playing that because Stevie Wonder got like a 3-year-old.
This might have been my strip club money.
Strip club money. But that's a good transition into this question that we have for you, Brandon. just kind of wrap up before we get into some general questions.
Mm-hmm.
Which, just a few samples have you uncovered in the process of recording for your show that shocked you the most? Besides Lil Freak by...
Right. Oh, I always give you the credit. I always write that down. I would have to say...
Were you going to play any of these?
I can if you like me to.
Shit, I mean, if you haven't written down, might as well.
Yeah, I can.
Giving the people, a little extra something this episode.
A little
Yeah, Polo killed that beat though.
Yeah, he did. Now that's somebody else, Sierra. Just while you looking that up, that's somebody else that Sierra could go back and work with. She ain't even got to go as far back as Jazzy Faye. Take me back to the Clutch and Polo, cause that's who did Promise and I think quite a few joints on that second album.
So let me ask, do you want me to play the song first? I think I'm gonna play the sample, and I'm gonna see if y'all can guess it.
Oh, okay.
I know you're gonna get
on
this
the hot
one.
seat today.
I know y'all gonna get this one.
This be also cool because it might.
Oh yeah.
I had no idea that was a sample.
I didn't realize this was a sample either.
I didn't either.
This actually is a sample from a Middle Eastern artist.
Oh my god.
El Hillary.
Oh my god.
But that tracks because Timberland definitely has a couple of songs.
Right.
Big Pimpin' was a sample.
Really?
You didn't know?
Y'all didn't know this?
I did. But I learned that through reading about this.
Yeah, right.
Kevin, I have a friend, Kevin Reddish. He actually told me that when I posted this on Sample Sunday, and I was like, I was shook.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you on Sample Sunday, but I was shook. And he was like, yeah, Big Pimpin' too. And he told me that, Timbaland does that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Timbaland, we love you, 757.
So we got the More Than a Woman, Leah joint. Okay, what's another one?
Okay,
that,
so
really shocked you?
I know you already know this one. I know we talked about that. But I am preparing it. I actually found this one on, as I say, YouTube. I found this on Instagram. So I'll play this one.
Oh my god.
This is a sample.
The guys are gonna wanna go out and play sometimes.
So let us run this a little bit.
But girls, you must not let it get you down. Just take this advice I give you, just like a mother. You try to match your guys to for doing. Don't try to do the things that the guys do. Know those girls, you can't do what the guys do. And still be a lady, girl. You can't do what the guys do. And still be a lady.
Talk your shit.
Yeah, so I had no idea that was a sample. I came across that one, yes sir, on Instagram. Yeah, someone had put a collage together, and they were like all the samples that of Beyonce.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, let me see if I got one more for you.
These are some good ones.
Yes sir. Yes, I'm trying to think of one that even you all would be shocked about. I know it's going to be hard. Hold on one second. I'm looking through my notes.
While you thinking about that one, so I saw this on Twitter recently.
Okay.
But so "Beautiful" by Pharrell and Snoop Dogg. Oh, yeah. Do you know? Did you see this video?
Wait a minute. Yes.
Yeah.
And it was in the Caribbean or something.
No. Didn't they?
No.
Wait. I thought they used it. I thought they flipped it for another
Snoop Dogg song?
another song by one of those same artists.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Maybe I'm thinking about something else. My bad. Go ahead.
So, and I don't have to play it, but the
Yes.
and they stopped the
Yeah.
So
Yes, I
so
did see that.
it's that part of and this is what you were saying, is kind of taking words or taking something that's sung or something that's rapped as opposed to taking the music from a track. So, and Webby, girl, give me that.
I saw that. Yeah.
That's from Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's for all.
Yeah.
Okay, see, we even got
Yes.
Ryan.
I didn't know that part of the episode. From that.
I got,
Yeah.
I got
Right.
one more
Okay.
for y'all. I know you know this one because I had talked to you about it, but I know it did shock you originally.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all gonna know this. I know like everybody was shook, and I was like, y'all never heard this song, but I guess because my mom,
Right.
she loved this group. It's an '80s song, so I'm gonna play it. Oh wait.
Girl, give me that.
You know what?
Bad, little bro.
You gonna hear it in a second. I'm gonna tell you when it's okay. Start listening now.
Yeah.
Y'all know it.
Oh my God.
It's a rap song, right?
Yeah.
All right.
We ain't gonna say nothing. He was shocked with this one too.
I was like,
Tell me where you want me to play it.
Oh my God.
Is that the rap song?
Wait.
Is that the song? Do I got that? See, I know.
You got it.
I heard it.
Wait.
It's a female rapper.
Yes, it is. See, y'all ain't gonna watch the sample Sunday.
okay.
You do your homework. I'm gonna take your hip hop class.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's a female rapper.
Go ahead and play it.
No, wait. Foxy!
Yeah.
You had the beat.
You had it, yeah, you did.
Baby.
Yeah, that's the China dog.
With Tony.
Baby.
I knew I had to be there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Because the original, isn't that Wham?
Wham.
Everything She
Yeah,
Wants.
there you go. Yes, sir.
I've been trying to find that on vinyl. Yeah.
You say you've been trying to do what now?
Find that on vinyl, yeah. No,
Yes, sir.
oh my God.
That's crazy.
So like, we've been talking a lot about like samples and talking about like, some favorites and things like that. But is there a sample that like we're kind of tired of hearing?
Yeah.
Juicy.
Yeah.
Okay. And let the let the church say amen.
Amen.
And I will say, I feel like Mariah killed Crush on You. We can just leave that there. I feel like she could be the last one to sample that. Because Ariana used it as well.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. They slowed it down though.
Yes.
That song with
That's
her and
right.
Big
Yeah,
Sean.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Ain't that her and Big Sean?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Juicy.
Right, everybody done hopped on that beat.
Yeah. But I think the most sampled song ever is
That's
actually
Ozzy
with
Brothers,
James
right?
Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Not M2 Man.
M2 Man.
Juicy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm thinking of.
You think about Big Papa?
Big Papa.
Underneath.
That's
Oh,
been-
yeah,
that's
that's
been
right.
sampled.
Underneath the sheet.
That's been sampled a ton too.
Yes,
Yes.
it has. Because even people were surprised. The Brat sampled that in Funktify.
Yes.
And it's very inconspicuous.
Right.
I put it on Sample Sunday. Everyone was like, "What?" So yeah.
Hey.
And JD was JD.
So, yes, he did.
Yeah, JD's so underrated. Man.
You know what? I got one more for y'all that I know y'all gonna like. I'm gonna see if y'all can hear this. I'm gonna go real quick. My sister actually pointed this out. We were riding in the car and I was just like vibing, and I was like, "Oh, that's not it."
Can't wait to hear this then.
You gonna know it because we talked about it.
I'll still be shocked.
Oh.
Let's get down.
This is King Name by Escape, but what is the sample? My sister pointed this out to me, and I was like, oh, wow.
I love this song.
Yes, sir.
This from
Oh, I know. Do I? Is this?
Oh, wait.
Or something? It's a,
You want me to take it back?
No.
Okay.
It's a rap song.
We not talking about. We talking about not the guitar. We talking about the.
yeah.
But this was also a rap song, so we gonna.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, let's get it
We're
on.
gonna have to pass the aux chord, but let's get into what's that? If we gonna pass the chord to you to know what the rap song was.
I don't know what that melody was.
Oh my bad. I didn't know it was gonna change so abruptly.
Let's go tell people.
Wait, sorry, a little commercial.
But I think I know what this is.
I know you know this.
Yeah.
I know you know it too.
I don't know if he's talking about the same song, but there's a new rap song that samples this too.
Really?
That just came out.
Trying to wait for the part. There you go.
Yeah.
There.
But do you know what song that is?
No.
Southern Girl by Frank.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
if they would have started singing, I would have known it probably, but not just.
See, I gotta find the song.
Yeah.
I don't know right off the top of my head, and my rap card about to get so took right now.
Oh man, you want the aux chord?
But no, that was
Yeah.
when you pointed that one out to me, I was like, oh dang.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a new song that samples that. I'm gonna send that to y'all.
Okay.
That samples Southern Girl. I was like, oh, I like this. But okay, so we said we're tired of hearing Juicy. Was there any other samples that we could?
Oh wait, I think I got it.
Okay, you got it.
All right, so if I'm not mistaken, this is that same part of that song,
Mm-hmm.
if we can remember. But this was from Snoop Dogg album, G's and Hoes. Was that the same?
This is for the G's and this is for the hustler. This is for the hustlers. Now back to the G's. This is for the.
All right, play that song again. I could have swore that's what I heard in that song.
Let's see.
That's what it
Play it
sounds
again.
like.
Okay.
Unless maybe that.
Hold
But did that sample Southern Girl too?
I don't know. I couldn't hear it. Like I couldn't catch it. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
It sounded just the same. I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
no, it sounded. I'm gonna just fact check that while
It was close.
That sounds very similar. Yeah, I like that.
That's what I heard.
But yeah, so we talked about some samples we're tired of hearing. Is there any song you would like to hear sampled that hasn't been sampled yet?
Breathe Again by Toni Braxton.
Okay.
I feel like her first album, her debut album, like nobody samples anything from it. That album is classic.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like Breathe Again would be a good song because like, I think that Tamar would do that song justice, you know, in a sample. You know, definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
Because, you know,
Right.
vocal range or vocal sound.
Right. Did you have one?
Come back to me.
Okay.
I'm about to say the same thing. Skip you.
I have one.
Still cards.
So Slowly by Tank.
How does that go? Remind me.
Slowly, I will be.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite song by him.
Y'all know Jamie Foxx is singing background on that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a cut.
That was a hot
That's
track
a
right
cut.
there. That's a cut.
Dang.
Put that on my playlist. Nighttime. Midnight Marauder playlist.
Fool. Do you have one?
Yeah, I mean, well, I've used it before, but I'm just surprised it wasn't used in the industry, and that is Dave Hollister. It's a song called One Woman Man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. That if that beat isn't on your phone,
Yeah.
I'll have to play that for you when
that's
we
right.
finish, because like that he did a good joint on that. We need to circle back around about that song.
I like that song a lot.
Goodness. Song that I would want to hear sample. Dang. Oh. Okay, so this song has been sampled, but actually no, there's a new song that I'm gonna just say it like this.
Okay.
Before Jacquees came out with Bed, and before there's a new song now that samples it too. Like 6 or so years ago, I had written a song, and the sample at the basis of the song for the chorus was "Read Your Mind" by Vine.
Yeah.
And like so, like that was. I was like
It's
thinking
I know
about that.
the other song that samples. It's the Trina and City Girl song.
Yes.
Play it for you.
Yes, that's it.
Mhm.
Isn't Jacquees on there too?
No, it's some
Okay.
female rapper. That's
Okay.
not Jacquees.
I thought I remember somebody singing on this, so I don't know why I thought it was something.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, not
rapper.
rapper, singer. It's because the girl's like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that was the part that I
Yes.
wanted to sample.
Right.
I was like,
Yeah, but yeah. So if we want to just kind of wrap all of the noteworthy segment up, at least, if everybody could just give a song that they would say, if you could pick a top song that you feel like contains a great sample.
Oh man, I
What was
can't
that
find a way, but let me see if I can find
Okay.
I
I have.
Oh, I got one.
Okay.
So this is one of my favorites as well. And again, the samples that I like are gonna be just different because I just like where a person actually took it from. So let me. Okay, so here we go. So a lot of y'all might remember this rapper, you might not remember this rapper, but
Electrolytes need vitamins. This is a new
that ain't it.
boost.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm just sitting in the coupe, bumping J to the Izzo, going up the branch, and I'm trying to get the Trizzo. You know, straight out the gate,
You know what that sound
20 for
is?
the shizzo.
Jurassic
Drop
Park.
100 G's and take her for the Clizzo. I'm wild like the man makes
I know that. I was
Friday for shizzo.
Wait, who was the rapper?
20s on my box.
Poster Boy.
I'm the second coming cocksucker.
Poster Boy, he was always on like 106 in Park.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, like a Freestyle Friday champion or something.
Yeah. But Swiss Beats made that joint.
Swiss Beats got some cuts.
Yeah.
That is a key takeaway for me today.
I'm trying to find it. But he took it. I mean, he just plucked it.
Out of Jurassic Park. That's crazy.
I can't find it right now.
It's all good.
Okay, did you have one?
I did actually.
Did you?
So yeah, can I?
Yes. Well, do it as play next, cause I have some queued up.
Okay.
One of my favorite was Ludacris joint.
Yeah, that joint tough.
Mm-hmm.
So, just some random musical trivia as Cal lists this up. The artist Smooth, they had the song Strawberries. Y'all know that's Chris Stokes' older sister, right?
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. Very, very useless musical knowledge, but trivia all the same. What did
I got one.
Play next?
Oh yeah, I did know this one. Yeah,
Well, I mean, it's obvious after, but and this isn't even.
Oh no, that actually works.
That you do it.
Guess there's no use in hanging around.
Diplo.
Guess I
Okay.
Side note about this:
Yeah.
Countdown the sample in Hold Up, or the other way around. Countdown by Beyonce.
Yeah.
And
Hold Up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when she finds
Yeah. Right, exactly. But yeah, I, the crazy thing about this sample is, and of course the sample's Hold Up by Beyonce, but I didn't even realize this until I was watching Dear White People, the second season. It's like the second episode where Lionel is like in the, I think it was like Pride Weekend or something like that at the school, and he was like going to the different parties and stuff like that.
Yes.
And when he was at the party with like the other journalists and stuff, like this song was playing, and it was crazy because I think either Lemonade had just come out or it was recent enough where she was like, they shouldn't be using the sample or they shouldn't be using Hold Up this quickly, but it was because they were using the original song. So
yeah. Well, yeah. No, that's crazy. Cause Hold Up also samples Sister Nancy or Bomb Bomb.
Yeah, right.
And that was actually something I was thinking. Oh, I don't know why I'm taking this out. But that was something I was thinking about earlier, just like how now, and I mean, this has always probably been a thing, but there's like songs that have like these compound samples where like you bringing in like this song and then this song. So I say all that because I got like 3 quick clips, but I'm gonna run through them real quick. So the second one is gonna be an example of what I was just talking about, but I think that this next one is just a really good use of a sample.
That's the original?
Yeah.
Where like T.I. and Marsha Ambrosius sample Rock the Boat by Aaliyah.
Oh, okay.
Like, and this was a song that I was surprised didn't catch on more, because I thought it was a solid song, and I also thought like we don't get to hear Aaliyah on the radio super often, so this is I like this. I appreciate this. Then this one.
Oh yeah.
So this is Saweetie and Quavo, Emotional.
Talk to me. Break it down for a chick with some money, man.
She gon' break it down for the
So they do the shallots with their Quavo sample, exactly. Chorus, like the melody. Right here. This is my joy. And then the next one is a classic. If we talk about samples and sample usage. The sample ain't dropped yet, but if you know, you know.
Okay.
Come on, cut it up a little bit for DC right here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was a sample?
Yes, sir.
Oh, for real?
I'm gonna have to run this thing.
No, that's my jam. That's my song.
Pharrell has these drum patterns, but I didn't know he.
No.
You talking about the percussion part?
The whole thing. Go ahead. Yes, sir. That's my song right there. You ain't never heard this.
Yeah, I've heard this,
I feel like what's a little thing.
that is pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard the song before, but I didn't know that. But see, he's in this instance and in the Robin Thicke instance, he's fused it. He's got really good inspiration from those 2 songs on the floor.
Yeah.
That's my man 50 Grand. I love him, but I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that.
And Nelly. But see, my thing even with the Robin Thicke joint is, as soon as I heard Blurred Lines, I said, "Oh, there's Got to Give It Up by Marvin Gaye." Like, and when I bought the Blurred Lines album, my thing I always tell people I do is I look at the liner notes, and when I can see Marvin Gaye, I said, "Oh, it's a long
It's gonna be.
I called that one. Put me on the team for real. I could have got you out of that one, homie. But yeah,
So it don't sound exactly like it, but it's like
close
He's
enough.
like, come on, bro. I'm pretty sure you said about
Right.
They
Right.
made this beat.
Come on.
You better than this. Okay, here we go. Let me see if y'all can get this one.
Oh, I know that.
I'm the original is back there. Let that beat drop now. Larry Ocean, y'all.
Come
Yes,
on.
sir. So everybody know this one.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And what is the original song?
Oh, this is Who Do You Love by Bernard Wright. Also YG, Who Do You Love?
Okay, yeah.
You know, Who Do You Love?
Oh wait, oh, is that what you was going for?
No, I was going for
No.
LL.
Okay, okay. That lounge remix.
Right,
Ain't
right.
that
That's the
Lounge
remix.
remix?
Yeah. The original is samples Night and Day by I'll Be Sure. This LL when he did the Lounge remix featuring Total, I don't think that was on the album originally.
It wasn't.
So the Lounge and the regular joint featuring with the two young ladies, I forget their name, but they were a group in the 90s.
Not cut close.
Is it Cut Close? I can't remember, but yeah. That original version of that song is Night and Day by I'll Be Sure, which is one of my favorite songs, and that has been used a lot, and I actually appreciate every time that that's used. I love that song.
Yeah.
Big old freak.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I love that
Talk
song.
about the sample.
Listen,
I love that song.
and you had me thinking about LL's other like amazing song on that album that was sampled.
Oh yeah, hey lover, hey
with the Michael Jackson.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
I actually sampled that too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I gotta hear that one. I ain't heard that. But
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
no, you go.
So yeah, I mean, I guess just to wrap things up, we usually do a run that back before we end out the show. So that's basically just what we've been listening to, either through the last week or kind of what we've been keeping in rotation. So if you have one that or something, whether it's a project or a song that you were listening to, kind of on repeat. Do you have one?
I do.
Okay.
I'm an album and song. I'm gonna go with the album first. It's all the same artist, and the song is actually from this album, "The Light of the Sun."
Okay.
Jill Scott.
Yeah.
My favorite. Pass the chord. My favorite album by Jill Scott. That album just means so much to me for so many different reasons. It's everything. It gave me a little bit of Cookout. It gave me a Jesus Help Me. It gave me a Why Did You Hurt Me? It gave me a little bit Come On and Get a Piece of This Tonight.
Yeah.
It gives me I'm so much more than what you make me to be. It gives me so much appreciate yourself and what you see when you look in the mirror. I love that album.
Yeah.
I would have took like 2 or 3 tracks off of it. And the song from the album, Le Boom Vent Suite, it's like a 8 or 9 minute song. I love the whole song. Basically, it's just about a song where Jill's feeling somebody, they're not reciprocating. I need more. I'm gonna slide on over here. And then I love the breakdown to the song. So it's actually a 9 minute song. Obviously, I'm not going to play all 9 minutes. So I'm going to go to the part where
Better knock your sister down.
the breakdown. Give y'all just a little piece of it. Some ride music, you know. What she was saying. And they're probably freestyle this. I think I remember hearing that, like, because you can even hear the guy in the background.
Jill got it.
Yeah, she does. So that is a 9 minute song that you will literally not get tired of, and 9 minutes will pass and you will turn it back. One of my favorites by her, Le Boom Vent Suite, off of The Light of the Sun, 2011.
I know Beyonce coming out next week. So
Right.
No, that's dope.
Oh, am I going next?
Yeah, we should run that back.
My run that back is it's a R&B artist that a lot of people don't know about, but I think her voice is phenomenal. I don't know what she is, the way she can make music. Used to hear her back in the day, mainly on the West Coast. She got a distinct sound, and her name is LaToya Williams. So if you don't know who she is when you hear her voice, so I've been listening to her because she's been on tracks with Jay-Z. She's been on tracks.
Around
That's LaToya Williams.
Yes,
so.
sir.
If it load up here, is it loading up?
That's a sample too.
She's also on the song with Young Buck.
I know you love the way I work.
Yeah.
You look good and them high heels good. You're so good when you're not a little world.
So basically what I did was compiled a whole bunch of songs that she was on. She just got that old. This is a song with Busta.
I'm just trying to keep
It sounds like a playlist.
This is like my own LaToya Williams.
You have to
And
sing
then
that over.
this is like one of her singles she came out with like a long time ago. And it was just dope because it's one of my favorite songs. So it kind of got that West Coast.
She released a song with Snoop too, right?
Yeah, it's called, it was a long time ago. It's called Falling Stars.
Yep, that's it. It's like 2002.
Yeah, I remember that.
I love her on All Around the World with Jay-Z.
Yeah. But I just love her voice.
I remember seeing some stuff from her, but it never really going anywhere.
Yeah, she was mostly like a feature artist and stuff like that, but sometimes I just have to just run it back because I know I ain't gonna get no new stuff. Yeah. But she used to kill features, and you just knew it was her. It was like she was like the female Nate Dogg. On that coast as far as singing on tracks and stuff.
Did you have a on that back?
Do you already know yours?
Yeah.
Okay, you can go.
Okay. So actually, my run that back, I'm gonna have to give you a shout out for because it's Ari Lennox. So I've been listening to her new album, Shea Butter Baby, a lot recently, and the song that I really like is BMO. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love this song.
And
like as soon as it starts.
Same.
Right. So.
Shout out to Crystal. She asked me about it. I was like, oh yeah. But,
Ooh, that's a rap song too. I can't think
I'm glad he ain't here.
Right.
Just saying it. Just listen to it. Just
That's it.
My homeboy Aaron put me on because we was sitting in the office. He was like, "Yeah, Busta Rhymes," and I was like, "Shit," because all I could hear was like her kind of taking like the melody of like sockets to me.
Oh yeah.
Like, cause that was immediately my mind went to. Sockets to me like a poet.
Mama live. With the mama like.
Right.
That's my joint. I love that Ari Lennox.
Yeah.
You like to give it to me wrong?
Yeah.
So I've been playing a couple of things lately. I'm always so stuck at what to say for this. You know what? Sometimes I want to say people because I've been listening to, or we've talked about them already, but why not? Because I definitely was playing this whole album the other day, and I was talking with y'all about this earlier. I'm gonna play. Yeah, I'll play the song. We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
I know that.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that.
So for all of y'all, you know, this is also a song that uses a sample very well. It's kind of like a double sample, actually, in a way, because for the beat, Kanye samples a Ramsey Lewis composition or arrangement. What's the best word? Arrangement of "Betcha by Golly Wow." It's an instrumental, and that's like the. But then "Betcha by Golly Wow" is also a song in its own right, so I guess you're kind of also keeping that melody or whatever. Betcha by Golly Wow. So just sped up a little bit, but I mean, I was just listening to the Emancipation of Mimi on a whim like a couple of days ago, and I'm just like, yo, Mariah was like singing her face off on this album, like start to finish. This is a no skip album.
Yeah, it is.
So
Kanye's such a beast,
man,
and I know some people are like, yo, y'all ain't had no Kanye songs. Like, don't get me wrong, he is like the greatest sampler ever, but a lot of the stuff that I feel like we were choosing, like most audience know, like, oh, I done heard that somewhere from an old song.
Exactly.
Some of his samples, man,
he's
you
so
gotta go
obscure.
you ain't never heard none of this stuff. You feel like,
Yeah.
his musical taste is like, it almost make you, as a producer, it kind of make me feel foolish for even listening to rap music, because it's like, when you start understanding the samples he pulled from, you be like, where you hear that?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
what? How you even get?
Yeah.
How you even get to that record being in that record on that record player? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't think he probably listened to no
Right,
rap
a
music.
little piece of track 13
Yeah.
at the end.
But if you think about like if your job is like focused on being creative and you're getting to devote all the time, like we all try to do these creative things in conjunction with full-time jobs, school,
Right.
other stuff. But like if all you get to do all day, all night is just consume art, and then produce art, like that's crazy. Like, cause think about just the TV shows you watch, the music you listen to, what you read, the sounds that you hear. If you had the time to just take all of that stuff and funnel that into something, your output would be crazy
But
too.
he's just ridiculous, because it'd be 3 or 4 different samples.
Yeah.
And the genre of music be so different. You'd be like,
Like, where did you pull all this? I knew Kanye was singing when I heard Stronger the first time. Because I was like, just for him to like flip that, like, harder, better, faster. I was just like, whoa.
That's one thing I wanted to touch on too. Like with Sample Sundays, we have Double Jeopardy and Three-Peat, which is a concept that I use within my show. So like Double Jeopardy is basically when, you know, there are 2 older songs that come together to make like a newer song. So like Need You Tonight by Junior Mafia is like it's a Patrice Rushen song, and Lisa and Colt Jam.
Right.
If I take you home, like that. And then with Patrice Rushen, what is it? I keep falling in love with you. Don't remind me.
Right.
Like that. And then you got Three-Peat, was basically like it's a older song that's sampled in like 2 separate newer songs. You know? So,
Yeah.
2 artists.
Kind of like when Beyonce did, I don't know if that would that be a 3P?
What?
How she took Before I Let Go and Candy by Cameo and kind of fused them into
So
her
that's
version
a
of
Double
Before I Let
Jeopardy.
Go.
Exactly.
Double Jeopardy, okay. So,
So like a 3P would be like how like Torn by LaToya Luck and Everything by Mary J. You know,
everything. Okay, got you.
And more recently, we were talking about this, but so you said something about Throw Fits. So Throw Fits and Wobble Up both sample a song by, I think the Magnolia Girls or something like that. Or something. Yeah.
I like that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's like Throw Fits on the Dick or something like that.
Okay.
I think it's something,
Oh.
yeah, I'll play that for you. But yeah. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I like that joint.
But yeah, well.
Do you have any lasting thoughts? This is like not just the end of the episode, but the end of the season.
Yeah.
Always on time.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just think this has been a great season. I think we've been trying to do a lot of bringing the then into the now, you know?
Yeah.
Whether it's with the samples or with what we've been doing in our episodes with taking albums from '94 and kind of bringing them in. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's been great. I'm excited for season 3 for sure.
Me too. I mean, definitely thanking everybody that has been a part of the journey so far. From, you know, people listening for sure, because there would be no show if people won't listen. I mean, there would be one, but it might not be as fun.
What is the sound
But,
of
you know what I
a tree
mean?
falling into the forest and nobody hearing it?
But we're so appreciative of everybody that listens, everybody that's, you know, getting on the wave now and going back and listening, things like that. There are some things that are like kind of chronologically happening in our show, but you can definitely start at this episode and then go back and don't have to listen in order. But I just thank everybody that listens, thank everybody that's been a part of the season with having guests on and, you know, different perspectives and people, you know, showing up and helping us to celebrate, doing another season, doing another episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's dope. I'm excited for the next season to see what that holds. Yeah, this has been fun.
But as you all know,
subscribe, thumbs up.
Right.
That's right.
So yeah, so follow us on our social media.
Comment, subscribe, like.
At OTN_podcast on Instagram, on Facebook at OTN Podcast, all one word. You can email us through those pages. If you don't want to do that, you can also just type out our email address, which is writeusanote@gmail.com. If you have thoughts about where you hope we take season 3, send those in. We definitely want to hear your thoughts about samples. And yeah, just stay tuned. You're gonna be hearing some stuff from us. Also, thank you. I had to do this. Sorry. Thank you to the 2 people that sponsored episodes this season. Gave us, you know, allow us to dip a toe into sponsorship. So thank you, Treviso Entertainment. Shout out to the homie Mike Obey. Shout out to Tisha McCoy and Tia Moore for hooking us up with that Popsters popcorn. Go order some of that today. But yeah, thank you to everybody that's reached out to us and that's just shown us so much love. It's been dope.
Thank y'all for having me.
Oh man, no, y'all were awesome.
Hopefully I won't too boring. Like we can get into some crazy stuff, but I didn't want to disrespect the whole sample part of it because it is. I mean, as you can see, it's a passion behind it. Even it's just a passion behind listening to it. So you know, a lot of people kind of like brush it off like it's this thing like you still in music, and you can clearly tell it's not just that. It's really creating and making your own thing. So. It's definitely for those who didn't know it was this much delicacy and respect behind it. It really, really is, and hopefully, you know, to a lot of you all out there, open your eyes to like how music is just being recreated sometimes.
For sure.
It's not like the movies. Usually, remixing movies is terrible, but remixing songs, it's pretty fire.
Yes, it is. When done correctly.
Exactly.
Okay.
But yeah.
We good?
Yeah, I think we're good. All right.
Sample
Sundaze,
Sundaze,
y'all. Next time, check out
Sample
Sample Sundaze.
Sundaze.
Where can they follow you?
They can follow me on Instagram at theavantgarde _THEAVANTGARDE_ on Instagram.
Okay.
And I was about to say, we need you to plug your music.
Oh, well.
Right.
I've been a little dormant for a little bit, but you know, with the push of this guy over here, you know, I'll definitely be back once I get all my studio and stuff set up. Just looking to have fun. But you can follow me on Instagram. It's at Frozen. That's with a PH. For my PHROZENTHUMBZ, and that's all one word. So you can just follow me there. Just pictures of my life, if you will. Music, food. It's pretty much just music, food, and my kid. That's it.
What I like.
Okay. But all right. Well, thank y'all for another great season. We'll catch y'all next time.
Yes. Peace.